What's good, everyone? Joining up the stream right now. How's everybody doing today? Give it a second for people to join up. What's up? What's up? What's up? What's up? What's up? Give it a second for people to join up. How's everybody doing? Let me set up everything real quick. How's everybody doing this lovely night? How's everybody doing? Oh, I can't even hold up. Oh, there we go. Pin message. There we are. There we are. We're good. We're good. We're good. How's everybody doing tonight? What's up? What's up? What's up? How's everybody doing? I was doing a second stream here tonight. I get like 2-3 hours depending on how I feel tonight. Um, we got a night live. We'll see how it goes. We'll see how it goes. If you're on YouTube, hit that thumbs up, everybody. If you're on TikTok, tap that screen. It'll help get it out to more people. We're gonna start getting the debates going here in a second. If you're on YouTube, again, hit that thumbs up. If you're on TikTok, tap that screen. What's up, everyone joining in the stream? What's up? What's up? What's up? What's up? What's up? Did I take a nap? No, I actually did not. I actually did not. What's up, everyone joining in? We're going to start getting some debates up here in a second. Only send a guest request if you meet that set of criteria listed on the TikTok screen. We are just looking for some debates. We're going to get the debates going here very, very soon. Do give it a second for people to join. Spend my night. I didn't think you were coming back. I am. Well, I already have, technically. What's up, everyone? Late stream? Yes, I went early. Or I went live earlier, and then I also had time to go live later tonight. So that's fun. That's fun. What's up, everyone joining in? You look tired. I'm actually not. I'm actually pretty awake. I'm pretty awake. We're going to start getting some people up here. Only send a guest request if you meet that set of criteria listed on the TikTok screen. Yo, what's up? How old are you? Just elevated? Absolutely. You know me. You know me very, very well. Yo, what's up? How old
Hello,
are you?
I'm 20.
Do you support Donald Trump?
Of course I do.
If you could go back in time and you could either vote for Donald Trump or Kamala Harris, who would you rather vote for?
I would vote for Donald Trump.
What state do you live in?
I live in California.
What time is it?
It's 8:05.
Okay, can you name 3 cities in California?
Sacramento, Beverly Hills, and Santa Monica.
Didn't you troll on my live a few days ago? You said the same three cities.
No, I don't think so.
Really? I swear you've already trolled on my live and you said the exact same 3 cities.
I'm not trolling. I'm just here to debate you.
Really? Last time you were trolling me, and now you're laughing because you know I'm right.
I'm not laughing. I'm here to debate you. You can hear my points, and then you.
Okay, I'm sorry. I definitely know it's them. I know it's them. Like, my memory is actually working right now, I think. We're gonna go to the next person. Because I was like, I knew the exact same 3 cities. It was really funny. Elida, thank you for the $5. Absolutely. Only send a guest request if you meet that set of criteria listed on the TikTok screen. We are just looking for some debates, everybody. Yo, what's up? How old are you? Okay. Let's go to the next person. Only send a guest request if you meet that set of criteria listed on the TikTok screen. Again, everyone, we are just looking for some debates. Yo, what's up? How old are you? Okay, let's go to the next person. Only send a guest request if you meet that set of criteria listed on the TikTok screen. Yo, what's up? How old are you?
You is high as shit, brother.
Only send a guest request if you meet that set of criteria listed on the TikTok screen. Yo, what's up? How old are you?
19, bro.
Do you support Donald Trump?
I would say not anymore.
Oh, nice. 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 W. If you're on YouTube, do hit that thumbs up. If you're on TikTok, tap that screen. It'll help get it out to more people. Parker, your hair's all messed up. I know. Yo, what's up? How old are you?
50?
Do you support Donald Trump?
Yes.
If you could go back in time and you could either vote for Donald Trump or Kamala Harris, who would you rather vote for?
Donald Trump again.
Okay. What's your birth year?
1975?
Okay, for sure. What month?
August 11th.
Okay, for sure. So why do you support Trump?
For his foreign policy.
Okay, what foreign policy?
He's tough on Iran. The sanctions on Iran. A lot of the Iranians who don't support the regime, they're in support of his.
I'm sorry. I feel like they were an adult, but like I'm not sure. They're definitely not 50, right? Yo, it's a pal to you? Yo, it's a pal to you? Let's go to the next person. Only send a guest request if you meet that set of criteria. I know 1975 is 50, but I don't know. Yo, it's a pal to you?
18.
Do you support Donald Trump?
I do.
What's
I
his
actually,
birthday?
2007,
What month?
January.
Okay. And if you could go back in time and you could either vote for Donald Trump or Kamala Harris, who would you rather vote for?
Donald Trump.
Okay. Why so?
I really like what he's doing with immigration. I think that we need to be more strict on the border.
Okay. What do you want to do in terms of being strict on the border? Why do you want to be like? What do you want to do?
Not allow as many people in. Be more strict on who can come in.
Who do you,
deporting
what type of things do you want to do to be more strict?
just like protect the border more with security. I feel like the Biden-Harris administration had a lot more people coming in illegally.
No, you said you wanted to not allow as many people in, and you specifically wanted to like limit based upon certain things. So, what things do you want to limit based upon?
Oh, let me rephrase then. Let people in illegally. I'm fine with legal immigrants.
You're fine with legal immigration. You just have an issue with undocumented immigration. Okay.
Yes.
What are your concerns?
Just violent criminals coming in through the border.
Okay. Did you know that undocumented immigrants are multiple times less likely to commit violent crime, drug crime, and property crime in the United States comparative to natural-born U.S. citizens?
Yeah, but if you did think that there was somebody coming in who was a violent criminal, wouldn't you want them not in the country?
Yeah, if they've committed a violent crime or a bad crime, I believe that they should be deported on the condition that they could be put in a prison in another country. But the point that we're referencing here is that undocumented immigrants are multiple times less likely to commit violent crime, drug crime, and property crime. Therefore, the reason that you brought up
Could you
specifically in
repeat
terms
that,
of
please?
like,
I didn't.
yeah, basically the reason you brought up in terms of they're bringing more violent crime is actually just false. If anything, if there was a greater percentage of the population that were undocumented immigrants, well, we'd actually have a lower rate of crime.
I didn't say they were bringing in more violent crime. I said that it's harder for us to tell if they are violent criminals without checking them legally.
So then vet them. Let them go through the
What do you
vetting
mean?
process. Provide them a pathway to citizenship where they don't have to leave the country. Because that actually incentivizes more people who are in the country specifically already who are undocumented to actually
Why
go
are
through
they
the context
why are
of the
they in the
legal
country in the
process.
first place? Why are
Because
they in the country in the first place? They came in illegally.
they came for a better life?
Yeah. Yeah, correct. But they came here illegally. Wouldn't it be better if we could check before they came in the country so that if it is a violent criminal, that they're not doing something bad inside the country?
Yeah, and the way to incentivize people to come into the country through the legal process is to make the legal process go significantly quicker. But for people who are already in the
Okay.
country undocumented, the best way to incentivize them to go through the legal process is by providing them a pathway to citizenship where they do not have to leave the country. Because we want to vet as many people as we possibly can. And again, if someone is in the country and our legal immigration processes would not have restricted them from coming to our country, then there's essentially no reason to deport them. Because again, given that we allow for them to go through our legal processes, we'd allow for them to stay.
Okay. I think, can you agree with me that it would be better if we could check each person before they come into our country if they are a criminal so that they're not undocumented?
Well, it would be preferable to have a vetting process like while they're coming into the country.
Could you define the vetting
right?
process, please?
But it is the case if they're already in the country, the most preferable vetting condition is like that they are allowed to stay in the country. They're already in the country, so there's no negative of them coming in that
Could you
context.
define the vetting process? Like, could you tell me what you mean by that?
Yeah, that's just criminal background check and like medical records specifically to
So
be
why
able to
can't-
provide
why can't we
vaccines
just-
for people, given that they haven't been able to get access to them prior. Like you provide vaccines if they want.
If we're giving them the background checks, can't we just make them citizens? Like, what? Let me look this up real quick. What is the criteria to become a citizen? I know it takes a while, but
The criteria I just told you. If you have not committed a violent crime or bad crime,
is
So
that
far,
is
they
that
should
what
be
like
deported.
is that the
That's-
current one though?
I'm telling you what mine is. I'm not quite sure what the.
I'm not
current
asking what
conditions are
I'm
completely.
wondering what the current one is, because if you're
I
just
don't
saying
know.
vet them, you don't know. I'm gonna look it
By,
up real
vet,
quick.
by vet them, I just mean like a criminal background check.
Okay. Okay. Thank you.
Okay.
All right. Bye.
Oh, all right. Let's go to the next person, I guess. Only send a guest request if you meet that set of criteria listed on the TikTok screen. We are just looking for some debates, everybody. Let me make sure. I think there was some people who need to say thank you to real quick on YouTube Super Chat. Coral with the $50. Killer Coda, thank you so much for the Galaxy. Thank you so much. Coral, thank you so much for the $50. Thank you so much on YouTube Super Chat. Thank you so much. Oh, I really appreciate it. Don't worry about that. Thank you so much. Give some W's for Coral in the comment section right now. Thank you so much, Coral. I really appreciate that. Thank you. W's for Coral in the comment section right now. That is incredibly nice of you. Thank you so much. Let's go on the next person here real quick, everybody. Only send a guest request if you meet that set of criteria listed on the TikTok screen. Yo, what's up? How old are you?
Dildos in my ass, dildos in my ass, dildos in my ass.
Only send a guest request if you meet that set of criteria listed on the TikTok screen. We are just looking for some debates, everybody. Yo, what's up? How old are you? How old are you?
What?
Okay, let's go to the next person. Only send a guest request if you meet that set of criteria listed on the TikTok screen. We are just looking for some debates. Yo, what's up? How old are you? Hello? Okay, let's go to the next person. Only send a guest request if you meet that set of criteria listed on the TikTok screen.
Hello.
Yo, what's up? How old are you?
Hi, I'm 24.
What's your birth year?
2001.
What month?
September 11th.
Okay. If you could go back in time and you could either vote for Donald Trump or Kamala Harris, who would you rather vote for?
Donald Trump.
Okay. Why so?
At the time, would you mind if I kind of segue? I just had a personal question. I've been watching a lot of your videos recently, and a lot of your points have been very enlightening to me, so I really do appreciate you making them. But I did have a question on your stance. This is sort of a debate, but I also just wanted to get your input on this. So since the government is currently shut down, I kind of, the Democrats would say that that is the Republicans, and the Republicans would say that that is the Democrats. And from my perspective, like, I read a bit about it, and I know that Trump had proposed I guess the clean plan that he had laid out there, and he had proposed it being that I guess that they would continue with the current government spending until November 21st. And my thought with, I guess, as I'm not quite understanding why liberals are against that. And I really just wanted to hear your perspective on that, if you're open to it and willing.
Okay, so are you, just a real question, are you like wanting to debate me on the topic at all, or is it just like a question?
It's not necessarily a debate, but as in, I had read about it and I couldn't see a clear reason why on my end it didn't make sense to continue that, to pass what Trump is proposing right now, why the Senate didn't pass it. So I'm trying to understand from that? Because on my
From a
end, I
democratic
would agree.
perspective, it is the
Yes.
case that it
Yeah.
cuts people off of their access to health insurance and healthcare through
Mhm.
the ACA. So it's reducing ACA benefits, right? It would actually increase people's healthcare premiums. So that's the
Got it.
perspective, at least from people on the left.
And then from the I'm right leaning, but then my last question, then I'll go because I know you have other people that need to be on the live. But I was genuinely
I'm so sorry. I do apologize. I am just looking for some debates. One of the things on the back of my, or one of the things on the rules is that you are here to debate. So I am just looking for some debates. Yo, what's up? How old are you?
Hello. Hi, I'm 18.
What's your birth year?
2007.
What month?
March.
If you could go back in time and you could either vote for Donald Trump or Kamala Harris, who would you rather vote for?
So, there's one big reason why I support certain policies of
Hold up.
Trump.
If you could go back in time and you could either vote for Donald Trump or Kamala Harris, who would you rather vote for?
On this one issue, Trump.
Okay, so just saying on the one issue tells me you don't actually support Trump and that you're just trying to have a conversation with me. Let's go on to the next person. Only send a guest request if you meet that set of criteria listed on the TikTok screen. We are just looking for some debates. Yo, what's up? How old are you?
23.
Do you support Donald Trump?
Yep.
Okay. What's your birth year?
02.
Okay. What month?
April.
For sure. And if you could go back in time and you could either vote for Donald Trump or Kamala Harris, who would you rather vote for?
Trump.
Okay, why so?
Part of the reason is I kind of just like the Republican values more. I mean, I guess I'm pro-life. I kind of like, I don't know, when Trump was president the first time, I like the fact that, I mean, if you'd probably agree with me,
Hey, hold on. Are you
there's
driving?
less wars at the time. Huh?
Are you driving currently?
My dad is. I'm coming back from a hockey game.
Okay. Oh, if you're not driving, that's fine. So you said Republican values. You said you're pro-life, and what was the other context?
I kind of liked when Trump was in office the first time. I felt like there was less like war going on. I don't know. I'm big with the troops, I guess. My dad was in the military, so I kind of like what was going on at that time with that.
Okay. Well, I don't think that there was necessarily less war due to Trump being in office. There's plenty of things we could point to where we could actually say due to Donald Trump, there are actually worse off conditions that could lead to a greater level of war. But even without that, we can look inside the country. I mean, he's declared war on America, like within. He said the enemy within, right? So like that's
In what
quite
way?
literally. I mean, he said that himself on Truth Social. Right? He thinks the real
Well, what do
enemy
you,
is
what
the
do you
enemy
mean in that
within.
sense? Oh, okay.
That's what
Is
Trump
that
is
kind of
saying.
just saying? Is he saying like the Democrats? Is that what he's going for? Is that what you're saying?
Yeah, he says Democrats are Antifa.
Okay.
He's making claims that like there are cities on fire, burning, and there's like nothing, like it's just a normal life there, and he's just claiming this about them to try to send the National Guard there, when in reality, if he wanted to actually do this without having constitutional issues, he could just send them to a red state and then prove to the rest of the country that it's effective, and then would allow for that, people would allow for that to happen to a greater extent. But the reason why he's probably doing this is to see how far he can go with authoritarian measures, like against the Constitution.
You talking about the Chicago situation?
Yeah, there's no
Like that?
reason why he would be sending the National Guard to Chicago rather than sending it to any other state that is red, that where like the governor has wanted them to like send the National Guard. In Portland as well, those are areas where they have Democratic governors, where the Democratic governors have said that they do not want the National Guard to be sent there.
But the big thing with Democrats, a lot of Democrats want no police presence at all, to be completely honest. That's how I see it. They really don't want any sort of police presence. So anytime
No, we're not claiming
something
no
like that
police
is going
presence.
on-
No one's claiming no police presence.
very limited, especially if there's special forces in a way coming in.
Like I'm confused what you mean. Like no Democrats are saying no police. Like police exists in all of these democratic cities. Can you name one
They
democratic
exist, but
city
they're not
without
so-
police?
Okay, it's not police in general. It's the lack of support with police,
You said what?
but it's also kind of like the lack of support with police in democratic
well,
cities.
Okay, so
There's
maybe
less.
so maybe when Donald Trump pardoned the violent rioters who beat police officers on January 6th, is that showing a lack of support for police officers?
Can you say that one more time? Sorry, it cut out.
Yeah, like Donald Trump pardoning the violent rioters who beat police officers on January 6th, is that like really in support of police officers?
Pardoning is a completely different thing because I have seen every president in my lifetime pardon people that should have never been pardoned. So that goes both ways, though, is the issue with that. That's
Like
something
we're talking
that's-
about like violent criminals that beat police officers. I was just asking if that was in support of police officers, because to me that sounds like it's not very much in support of police officers.
No, that doesn't, but you think everybody Biden pardon had no criminal background or anything?
Biden
There's
has
multiple
pardoned
people you can go
criminals,
look
but
at.
I'm talking about violent criminals that beat police officers. After, again, Trump incited a violent insurrection at the Capitol, and he still to this day says that the Democrats rigged and stole the 2020 election with no evidence.
I mean, they did.
Do you think the Democrats rigged the 2020 election?
Yeah, 1,000%.
Then here, let me ask you this question. How come they were able to rig it in 2020 when Trump was in office, but they were not able to rig it in 2024 when they were in office themselves?
The biggest thing with that happened to be, I mean, it's unfortunate, I'm not blaming anyone for it, was COVID. The mail-in votes and the amount of votes compared to any other year is insane.
By the way, there were a lot of mail-in votes this year. How did Trump vote in 2020
But was there
and this year?
how many? I don't know the specific number off the top of my head, but
I know.
many
How
more
did Trump
votes were
vote?
in
How did Trump
2020?
vote? Through what process did Trump vote?
Okay, I get that, but why was there so many more votes in
Wait, could you
2020
answer
than
the
any other
question?
year?
Could you answer there wasn't so many more in 2020 as there was in
I can't look it up right now because I'm.
in
It's not gonna load
2024
in here.
it was 77 versus 75 million, and in 2020 it was, I think it was 81 and then 7 million less than that, which was around 74. So really the distinction was just a few million.
A few million's a lot though, especially with certain states.
Okay, I'm not disputing that it's a lot of people, but the point that I'm making is that that could totally make sense given the level of voter turnout and the pandemic, and more people were on their phones and on social media and involved, right? Because of the fact that social media was more prevalent in people's lives because they were at home to a greater degree.
But you don't think any of that could have been skewed at all during that time?
There was no evidence of that. There were 60 plus courts that indicated no sufficient evidence of the election being rigged, 34 of which were Republican appointed judges. And then a huge portion of those were Trump appointed judges that again indicated no sufficient evidence to overturn the election.
Well, okay, I'm not gonna lie to you. I'm gonna lose service up here, but it was great debating you, man.
Okay.
Have a good
Please
night.
change your mind on that, man. Please change your mind on that. Let's go on the next person. Only send a guest request if you meet that set of criteria listed on the TikTok screen. We are just looking for some debates. Yo, what's up? How old are you?
49.
Do you support Donald Trump?
Yes.
Okay, if you could go back in time and you could either vote for Donald Trump or Kamala Harris,
Yeah.
who would you rather vote for?
Trump.
Okay, why so?
Well, I mean, most people would, even Democrats. But listen, do you think he's going to be awarded the Nobel Peace Prize for the peace he struck between Israel and Palestine?
No, and I hope not. I hope that he doesn't
Yeah.
get a Nobel Peace Prize. He doesn't deserve a Nobel Peace Prize.
Even for making peace in a really terrible war?
One, I don't think that he's one solely to blame in terms of addressing in the context in terms of setting the peace conditions. We haven't seen how they've followed through with yet. And then three, as it relates to this,
you didn't mean
again,
blame, you meant credit.
the fact that you would even say that a guy who incited a violent insurrection at the Capitol and pardoned the police officers who beat,
Parker.
pardon the people who beat police officers
How many
is
of them
crazy.
died?
to say that they were. That's
many of them died?
in accordance with being peace. Saying that again, saying that none of them died specifically on that day does not change the reality of the matter that they were assaulted, and that you should not support them being assaulted and the pardoning of the people who assaulted them.
Obama won the Nobel Peace Prize simply for getting elected president of the United States.
I don't think that Trump is deserving of the Nobel Peace Prize, and just because it is the case that Obama has won it, and you only can consider it because he got elected and not for anything else that he specifically did, like specifically passed the ACA, right, or any of the other sort of things in terms of the addressing of climate change.
That was before.
Well, I'm just saying different things
won
that
it
he
before all
specifically
that.
did. When did he win it?
He won that before all that, bro.
When did he win
You
it?
just got cooked.
When
You
did
just
he
got
win it?
cooked.
What do you mean?
A few weeks after a few weeks, maybe a couple months after.
Something that happened when I was 7 years old, by the way. He got cooked. I was 7 years old. What? Let me see.
Wait, you're gonna use your age now? Really?
Yeah. Because I was literally
God.
7 years old, bro.
Dude, open up a history book, bro.
Okay, my bad, bro. You want me to talk about history with you? I can ask you so much about history that you don't know.
How would you know what I do or do not know? That's like the dumbest illogical statement you can make.
Really? I could ask you plenty of the questions. When did World War II start? Like what year?
When did we get involved, or when did it start?
When did it start?
1939.
Okay, when did we get involved?
1941. You done?
I'm surprised
December
you didn't know
7th.
that.
December 7th, Chief.
Okay, you know Pearl
1941.
Harbor. Interesting.
Yeah, interesting.
Interesting. How about this? Could you tell me the 5 freedoms enlisted by the what's it called? The First Amendment.
First Amendment?
Yeah.
Yeah. Which one you want? You want it in order?
Go ahead.
Freedom of religion, freedom of speech, freedom to gather, freedom of the press, and I can't remember the other one. I know what it is. I just can't remember.
Interesting. Maybe you're not as good at memory as you thought you were, man. Maybe you're not so great at memory as you thought you were. Very, very interesting.
Dude, all I'm saying is,
By the way, the Nobel Peace Prize, the ceremony happened after the ACA was passed.
The ceremony did.
Yes, it did. The ceremony did.
Yeah, right. The ceremony. Good job, buddy. You're so shot, dude. You just got cooked so bad, dude.
What, dude? I literally just indicated one of the reasons
He won
it could have been.
before, but the
Wait.
ceremony was
I said one
after,
of the
bro.
reasons it could have been in terms of the ACA, not what it was. And by the way, this was after they already addressed some of the conditions in terms of specifically the recession, in the recessionary period. So this was specifically obviously could be in relation to any of the things that they did in relation to the Great Recession. So
Dude, I just crushed you. Just admit it. That's
sorry.
the problem with you guys. You guys don't know anything.
How? I literally gave an explanation that it could have been.
He won
and
the
it
Nobel
happened to not
Prize
be
for
that
being
certain
elected
explanation.
president.
What's up?
He won the Nobel Prize for being elected president. Period. End of story.
Well, it wasn't just that explanation. I gave other explanations it could have been, right? And I indicated ones that it
when he
likely
bombed
could be.
Libya, when they took out
had that happened yet? Wait, had that happened yet?
The ambassador of Libya.
Wait, had that happened yet?
No,
I thought.
because
Wait.
it happened-
Oh, look, he just got crushed. He just got crushed. Oh my God! Look, he just got crushed. Oh my God! That hadn't happened yet. He just got crushed. Oh my God!
Again, he won.
Do you see the same argument that you just did against me, used against yourself? How does that feel, man?
Trump has figured out Palestine and Israel. He's going to figure out Ukraine and Russia. He's already figured out.
Can I ask you a
other stuff like
question? He's going to
India.
find out. Wait, he said he's going to find out Ukraine and Russia. One, he said that he was going to do that in 24 hours. Two, he indicated on True Social that now he's pro-Ukraine and that he can take back the entirety of Ukraine in the position it was prior to the war in the very first place. So actually, he's taken the Democratic position on the matter, saying that we should fund Ukraine because he realized that he was wrong.
He's not an ideologue. Right, you're correct. You're absolutely right. He's not an ideologue.
Then why didn't he drop the Epstein files?
He just cares that people stop dying. That's all he cares about.
Really, really, really. Can you tell me in terms of this, if he wants people to stop dying, why is he drone striking boats of people where there's no evidence that they are drug boats? And even if they were drug boats, it's not reason to literally extrajudicially murder them without due process in international waters where we do not have jurisdiction over.
Oh, okay. Look up Anwar al-Awlaki.
Can I have an answer to my point, please?
I just answered it. Anwar al-Awlaki.
No, that's not. No, you're not answering my point.
Anwar al-Awlaki was an American citizen
He can't
that
actually
Obama
address what I
drone
just said.
strike. Obama drone striked him. He was an American citizen. These
Was
people
there
are not
evidence that
American
he was
citizens.
involved with terrorist organizations?
What'd you say?
Was
I
there
didn't hear you.
evidence? Was there evidence, at least from the Obama administration, from their claims that they were involved with a terrorist organization?
Yeah,
Yes
that's
or
why
no?
he.
Yes,
that's why
there
he
was.
drowned.
So that is different from the scenario that we just brought up, particularly because there's absolutely no evidence indicating that this was a drug boat. There's absolutely no evidence indicating that it
First
is.
of all, you're wrong.
And it's not even
Second of
specifically
all,
something that would justify
they're not
even a
American
drone strike in that
citizens.
context.
You
So
can't
that's a
drone strike
huge
an
fucking
American
distinction,
citizen
by the
with
way.
evidence. You can't drone
I'm so-
strike American citizens with evidence. You
Wait,
can't.
so then if you're disagreeing with that,
You
then
need
you must
proof.
you must disagree with Trump drone striking in the Middle East in any other context. And again, I'm not
You
someone
need
who
a-
agrees with drone striking, but the point that you would have to make is that you'd have to
You
disagree
need
with all of
proof
the context
and a
connotation of
judge to
Trump.
sign off on it. You need proof and a judge to sign off on it.
Sure, I mean I don't actually disagree with that. Now, would you say the same thing true with Donald Trump here?
They're not American citizens.
Okay, so specifically because whether or not they're American citizens doesn't change.
Yes,
Right? They're
yes,
still
that's why.
specifically.
That's
no,
why.
this is
You got it.
international. This is
You got it.
international waters. We don't have jurisdiction
you got
over
it.
this, and it is
Yeah.
the case that
Mhm.
we don't have any evidence that specifically they're guilty. The point that I'm
Don't
making
care.
is mainly about evidence. There is no evidence indicating that they're guilty. Do you think that you can just kill
Says
anyone
you.
from? Wait, I'm sorry. Do you think
Says
that you
you.
can just? Do you think that you could just kill citizens and drone strike them from different countries around the world in international waters without any evidence?
Do it
Do
all
you
the
think that's
time.
something that we should be able to do?
They say they have evidence.
What's the evidence?
You say they don't have evidence.
No, what's the
Who am I going to
evidence?
believe you?
What's the evidence?
It's classified, or other people.
Really,
figure
they
out
can't
how
tell
we're
us
getting.
the evidence. Why couldn't they declassify the evidence? They
They
had
don't
none.
need to.
They had none.
They don't
had
need
no
to.
fucking evidence.
What's with the book?
Trust me, bro. Is the source.
So they're supposed to trust. We're supposed to trust you instead.
No, I'm saying that there's no evidence, right? And they'd
Yes,
have to
there
show
is.
the evidence. If they don't show
No,
the
they don't.
evidence, well, then the claim that there's no evidence is true.
Nope, they don't. You're wrong.
Yes, they have to show evidence. They have to show evidence.
Did they show evidence in Libya when they killed the ambassador?
Dude, I'm not claiming that all of the drone strikes from the Obama administration is justified. I disagree with a lot of the actions from the Obama administration in terms of their actions. I'm just acknowledging the conditions here with Trump. You can also see a distinction, particularly, right, in the context, again, here specifically, where there's absolutely no evidence granted in the context of the scenario. Can you condemn it? Are you able to condemn it?
No, it's a
I
military
know you're obsessed with
action,
Obama,
and
but
it's
can you
lawful.
condemn this?
It's a lawful military action. No, not
how is
condemning.
it? How is it military? They're not military.
Yes, they're cartels labeled terrorists.
Wait, you have no evidence that they were cartels.
Yes, they do.
Wait, what's the evidence?
I'm not telling you they don't have to.
What's the evidence?
They don't have to tell you. It's a military operation. What are
I'm
you not
so-
understanding?
I'm
about
sorry.
this?
Has there been like a declared war? Has there been any context of violence?
Of course
before?
there is.
So he's just
100,000
able.
people die
So
of
he's
fentanyl
just
every year.
You can't have to say F drug. We'll have to kick you now. That's very unfortunate. Secondly, the conditions of that, right, are brought over by U.S. citizens, not by people coming from other countries. So the likelihood of that specifically coming from another country is very, very unlikely. So this idea that they were even like members of the cartel or T group members or whatever is ridiculous and actually just a bullshit fucking excuse to literally just murder people without any evidence. Let's go to the next person. Only send a guest request if you meet that set of criteria listed on the TikTok screen. If you're on YouTube, hit that thumbs up. If you're on TikTok, tap that screen. It will help get it out to more people. If you want to support me, as always, Venmo, Cash App, PayPal, Linktree in the bio, as well as the description of the YouTube. As well as you can support me over YouTube Super Chat, everybody, as always. Push the hint art. Why do you get booted? Because you can't say F drug on the live. It limits the push of the TikTok stream. I wish I didn't have to kick people off for that reason, but it's a TikTok issue with TOS. Yo, what's up? How old are you?
Hi, I'm 19.
What's your birth year?
2006.
What month?
July.
Okay. If you could go back in time and you could either vote for Donald Trump or Kamala Harris, who would you rather vote for?
Trump.
I'm sorry, I don't think I believe them. Let's go to the next person. Only send a guest request if you meet that set of criteria listed on the TikTok screen. We are just looking for some debates. Yo, what's up, how old are
Hello?
you?
I'm 18.
Do you support Donald Trump?
Yes, I do.
What's your birth year?
2007, March.
You're the same person from earlier. Yo, what's up, how old are you? Hello? Okay. So the next person, only send a guest request. Again, if you meet that set of criteria listed on the TikTok screen, we are just looking for some debates, everybody. Yo, what's up, how old are you?
I'm 57.
Push the hand out. Do you support Donald Trump?
I sure do.
Okay. What's your birth year? Or,
68.
sorry, I believe you. I believe you. Why do you support Donald Trump?
Let's see. Keeps his word. Let's see. How was that peace deal today? Historic peace deal. No one else could get done. Well, how's Tish James doing? She doing okay?
There's no reason for you to say no.
How's Tish James? I'm just asking, how's Tish James? She okay? It's all about to come down. The whole side's about to fall apart into shambles. The little whatever they have, whatever farce they still fooling the people with is about to fall apart. And that's what's Donald Trump's taking your whole party apart, piece by piece, little by little. Little Tishy James, little Comey, Shiffy Schiff will be next. Maybe go after Hillary. See who's next. Put Obama on the stand because he can't plead the fifth. He took his pardon. Everybody got their preemptive pardons. You know, why not give preemptive pardons to everybody? That's what we do.
Is he going to
these
drop
days.
the Epstein files?
That's what. Who cares about the Epstein
everything?
files?
Everything but
Epstein
drop the
this,
Epstein files, right?
that, Epstein
Go
this,
after all of his
Epstein
political
that.
dissidents, but not drop the Epstein
this,
files. Can't do that
Epstein
one.
that, Epstein this. I know they had the files. They could have.
Can't drop the files, huh?
They had the files too. They could have dropped them. Epstein's the most
Really?
important thing in the world now. We know.
Tell me,
I
why isn't Trump dropping the
I
files?
know. Why didn't they drop them before? Why didn't Biden
It
or
was
Obama
sealed.
drop them? They're all on
It was
them.
sealed. They dropped
They're
trumping on the
all
flight
them.
logs.
They're all a bunch of animals except for
Wait,
Trump.
they're all on them, so you agree Trump's on it?
No, Trump's not on them.
Okay, wait. So
All
you
the
said
other
they're-
animals are on them. That's why Trump
Okay, so
can't
all
put
just
drop 'em.
Democrats. So do you think like
No,
Trump...
not all Democrats.
Wait,
I
hold
didn't say that.
Hold up.
I didn't say that, you mutt. I said not all. I said all of them are
Did you
on
just
it.
call
not
me
all
a mutt?
Democrats. Yeah, I called you a mutt. You're a mutt. You're a lying mutt. So all you do is
Name
come
one
up
lie.
here and spew hate.
Name
You're
one
a
lie.
lying mutt. You're a
Name one
All
lie.
you do is lie. All you do is lie. The last guy crushed you.
On what
He
point?
crushed you.
On what
He
point?
crushed you. On every point possible. All you do is sit up and lie. He crushed you.
You just keep repeating claims.
Crushed you.
What
How's
he
Tish
crushed me on,
James
and what
doing?
lie? Is
He
just-
crushed you on everything
Are
that
you like a
said.
GTA 5 NPC? Do you not like
He
respond?
crushed you on everything you said.
Like what?
You're pathetic. Your whole thing is pathetic.
What did he crush me on? Are you just gonna make new
You're
claims?
pathetic.
You're a gibberish
You're
generator.
pathetic. You
You have no
started with your
responses. You're
stupid
just
things.
gibber.
Everything you
You're
do
just
is
gibberating.
pathetic.
You're
You're a
literally
joke.
just gibberish generating.
Whatever I do is better than you. You're a joke.
So what did he crush
You're
me
a
on? What
fucking
did I lie
joke.
about? You're
You're a
just
joke.
generating gibberish right now. Come on. Instead of just
You're a
making
joke.
claims, instead of just being a claim
You're a
generator,
joke.
can you please
Talk
just give
what
me
you
a
want, but you're a joke.
justification?
And Donald
How can you
Trump
generate
just
some
made the biggest
justifications
peace
here,
treaty
buddy?
ever. How's the peace treaty? How's
Can you
Tish
answer the-
James?
Dude, what did I lie about? What did he crush me on? Answer the question. Instead of just making new claims, answer the question. What did I lie about and what did he crush me on? I know you're triggered and you have to try and like make up random false claims and false narratives and like call me names because you don't actually have any arguments. He just ran away, by the way. But we know that you just can't actually hang intellectually. That's crazy, bro. Yo, what's up? How old are you?
Hey, Parker.
I had a feeling it. I had a feeling it would be Evil Dean. Yo, what's up? How old are you? Libby, thank you so much for the $20. Thank you so much for You Don't Lie, but if you start, the grifting will end. Stephanie, thank you so much for the $10. Thank you. Dylan, thank you for the $1. I did hear about that. Allie, thank you so much for the $35. Thank you so much. I really appreciate it. I do it every once in a while. Absolutely. Thank you so much. I really appreciate it. Thank you so much, Allie. Yes, every once in a while. I've done it on Twitch, where I've just done like a Q&A, but I don't know when my next one's going to be. It's kind of just whenever I have time. Yo, what's up? How old are you?
31. How you doing, brother?
Do you support Donald Trump?
I sure do. Guns, God, and Donald J. Trump.
Okay, why?
I just think that he's gonna make America great again.
Okay, why do you think that?
Everyone keep talking about these Epstein files. A man's gotta have some. I'm fucking with you.
Yeah, I had a feeling they were trolling. I just wasn't 100% sure. I was like 98% sure, and I was just like, you know what? I'll hear them out to to see if I'm wrong. But I knew I was right. Yo, what's up? How old are you?
I'm 20.
Do you support Donald Trump?
I do. I have a question. Could I debate you on this?
What's your birth year?
05, September.
What month?
September.
And you said you're how old again?
20.
Okay. And why do you support Donald Trump?
I like his policies with the finances, and I think the stock market's doing really well right now. So that's my main thing personally. I don't like him as a person. I don't agree with what he does as a person. But
Is it like bedtime or something? I'm confused, bro.
What do you mean?
Is it like bedtime? Are you hiding under the covers?
I'm laying in bed right now, but I'm working on a debate, and I was gonna see if I could debate with you on the Second Amendment because I have a class tomorrow.
Yeah, no, that's fine. It's fine. I'm just asking. So like, okay, go ahead. Like, what about the Second Amendment?
Okay, so I don't know what side I'm gonna debate, but I know what side you want to debate. So I'll go with so the resolution is that protecting the Second Amendment is more important to liberty than enacting new gun control laws. So my first contention is Second Amendment defends liberty by limiting tyranny.
I have a question. Are you pro-life?
I am.
So would you be in support of restricting bodily autonomy to save human life?
I would, yes.
Okay, so why not with the context of gun control?
So, with the context, so what's your, I gotta think about my answer to that, but I just want to get a definition. For your definition, what would gun control laws entail?
Yeah, like universal background checks, like limiting high capacity magazines, red flag laws, things like that.
Okay, so with the universal background checks, right? There's a case that's not fully into the court yet, but I saw it, and it is so with background checks with felons, obviously shouldn't, like, violent felonies should not be able to own weapons, right? Do you agree with that?
Violent felons shouldn't be able to own weapons?
Yeah.
Sure, yeah.
Okay, so, but...
Okay, so then Trump shouldn't be able to own a weapon, right? Because he's violent, he was held civilly liable of sexual abuse, and he's also a felon.
Okay, that's where I'm getting to. So, even though somebody's convicted a felon, there's a case that's going into the court right now. It's working on being processed, where this woman was guilty of check fraud, and she's a felon, and she cannot own a weapon.
That's different from a violent felony.
Okay, but all felons, though. If you're a felon, you cannot.
I wouldn't say it
legally
about all felons, but violent felons, yeah. If someone's committed
But
a
right
violent
now-
offense, like if someone's committed a violent sex offense, right, I don't think they should be allowed to get access to a gun. Do you think violent sex offenders should be able to get access to guns?
Violent? No.
Okay. So, do you think if violent sex offenders shouldn't be able to get access to guns, so then why should they be allowed to become president and get access to the nuclear codes?
Yeah, that's a good point. I'll give you that one. That's a good point. I agree with you on that. But with the cases of Hellers, that was 2008, right? Heller versus, was it Heller versus United States?
Not quite sure.
District of Columbia versus Heller 2008, ruling that the Second Amendment protects an individual right to keep and bear arms, not just a collective one tied to militia service. Do you think that because everybody says the Second Amendment is outdated because back then there wasn't bump stocks, there wasn't multi-round clips?
Yes, it's definitely outdated, but one aspect of it is that you can take into account, at least from an interpretation perspective, it says that well-regulated, right? And if it says well-regulated, well, then certain types of gun control regulations, right, are justified. And also, like, to a certain extent, like, if we just consider any gun control regulation a violation of the Second Amendment, I don't think anyone actually cares about the Second Amendment, and of course it's not modernized, right? But like we can interpret the Second Amendment to essentially mean that, like, you know, gun control legislation is totally in line with the Second Amendment, and that's totally a fine interpretation as well.
Okay, yeah. In 2022, New York State Rifle and Pistol Association versus Bruin.
I guess, like, how does this relate to your support for Trump?
You just said you were looking for debates, and I have a debate in class tomorrow, so I wanted to debate you on the Second Amendment. So,
bro, do you support Trump?
I do, yeah.
So why do you support Trump?
Because I agree with his policies in the financial institution.
Okay, so which policies, economically speaking?
I won't lie, I can't name a specific one off the top of my head, but when Trump has been in office, the financial institution has done better. The stock market has been booming.
The stock market was booming under Biden. It was all-time highs under Biden as well. I'm confused why that would only be unique to Trump.
It's
if anything, it's in a worse off situation because of Trump, because the tariffs brought a lot of uncertainty.
But the tariffs also improve the economic state, no?
No, they make it worse off.
I think the tariffs made our relationships with other countries worse, but I don't think it degraded the economic state.
It has. It reduces the size of the GDP. It's made the labor market worse off as a whole, right? We can see that specifically because the labor market was so bad that Trump fired the head of the Bureau of Labor Statistics, claiming that it was politically biased information.
Okay.
Right.
With the past few guys, you said the Epstein files, why he's not releasing them. I'll be honest. I don't know whether or not he's on there. He could be. He might not be. But FBI director, what's his name right now? He's the one running the whole investigation on those.
Kash Patel?
So, yeah, Kash Patel. He's the one running the whole investigation on those. So why is Trump the one being blamed for not releasing him when it's Kash Patel who's in charge of all that?
Well, Trump said he has the ability to release and declassify documents just by thinking about it. In his first term, this whole idea that he was bringing up that, like, he wasn't accountable for, like, you know, the files that he had that he was showing to people was that he could declassify it just by thinking about it. So under his perspective, why can't he just declassify it by thinking about it? And why can't he just instruct his administration to do it?
I'll be honest, I think that's just his ego when he said that. I think that's more, I don't think it's as simple as that, though. I don't think that he could actually do that. I think that's his ego, him saying that he could do that. I don't think.
So why would he do that, knowing that he couldn't actually? Was he actually accountable for the files? For the classified documents?
Accountable for? Like, What do you mean by that? Like, do you
Yeah, like did he not declassify them? They were totally classified.
are they still not are they still not under court restrictions? The files.
I'm talking about. I was talking about different. What I think we're getting a little bit confused. No, they're not under court restrictions anymore. The files, the Epstein files.
So when Kash Patel had the his hearing in
Wouldn't it
front
be
of
Pam
the
Bondi?
Senate, wouldn't what be Pam Bondi?
Who would have any type of jurisdiction? That's at least what the conversation was about. Was about whether or not Pam Bondi was going to increase access, because she claimed that they were on her desk, and then she claimed that they didn't exist. Then Trump came out and said that they were a hoax created by the Democrats, by the Biden administration, the Obama administration, and by the Clintons. And he said that anyone who wants them to be released, right, that they are, like, shouldn't ever support him, because it is the case that he doesn't want their support.
So, Pam, you're saying Pam Bondi is in charge of releasing them?
I'm saying that was the conversation, was about whether or not Pam Bondi was going to release it because she had it on her desk. That's what she claimed.
In the FBI director's hearing, Kash Patel, he said specifically, I think it was 2 weeks ago, that there were still 3 court orders on them that they were trying to get bypassed so that they could release them.
Okay, so if it were specifically court orders limiting them from releasing it, well then sure, if that is true. But I haven't seen that. If you'd like to provide a source for that, I'd love to see it.
Yeah, kind of look at it real quick.
Yeah. Like, was that for testimony, or was that for the files? What was that for?
That was in his hearing in front of the Senate and the House, I think 2 or 3 weeks ago.
Sure. Okay. You can look it up in the meantime. I'll say thank you to a few people. Susan, thank you so much for the $5. I really appreciate it on PayPal. Thank you so much. Alex, thank you for the $4. Thank you so much. I really appreciate it. Thank you, Alex. Allison with the $5. Thank you so much. Who's W's for Allison in the comment section right now? Kai with the $5. Thank you so much. I really appreciate it. Thank you so much. I'm so sorry. I hope that we can provide some community here for you. Charles, thank you so much for the $50 on Cash App. Who's W's for Charles in the comment section right now? Thank you so much, Charles. I really appreciate it. Thank you so much. I really appreciate it, Charles. Thank you. Billy Jane, thank you so much for the $10. Thank you. Alrighty.
Okay, yeah. It says that there are current orders related to the Epstein files. Recent court orders have blocked the FBI from releasing many documents connected to the case, particularly regarding grand jury materials. However, the FBI did state that it was released everything that has been lawfully permitted to be released regarding the Epstein case, including court documents and other materials. The House Oversight Committee has also released over 33,000 pages.
You know what's kind of weird to me? Why does Trump not have to follow the legal process for, like, literally, like, immigration and deporting people? But apparently he has to follow the legal process to, like, literally release the Epstein files.
Well, because deporting people is getting rid of...
We're doing that because the court process will take too long. Isn't that kind of what's happening here?
Yes. You're saying the court process with the immigrants, or the court process with the Epstein files takes too long?
The court process with the Epstein files takes too long. Therefore, wouldn't it justify, under his perspective, for them to not go through the legal process and instead try to go through an illegal process of releasing the files?
Well, I think that's 2 different scenarios, because the Epstein files...
And also, there's there's also another thing here. Why would he call them a hoax created by the Democrats if it was the case that he was trying his best to release them?
I don't know why he would call them that, but your point with saying the court take too long, I think that's 2 different scenarios, because the Epstein files, yes, it's illegal and it involves illegal information, but it's not an impending danger. Illegal immigrants can be an impending danger.
It is an
so
impending danger because a lot of the people that specifically have committed these crimes, right, are out doing things in public. That's an impending danger. They're in positions of power. That's impending danger.
that's not that's impending, but I wouldn't say that's immediate danger.
What? Come on. You're being ridiculous. Yes, it is. It is immediate danger for victims.
Okay, but is that letting, I don't know the exact number, but thousands of tons of illegal substances into the U.S. from
What?
being carried in by illegal
You understand
immigrants?
most like illegal substances that come to the United States are brought here by U.S. citizens, right?
That's not true.
Like over 90%.
That's not true. That's
I
not a
heard
real
that.
stat. Huh?
Anxiety pen?
A little bit. I don't believe that's true, that over 90%. I mean, do you know who that was released by? Like, did the FBI say that, or?
Yeah, I got you. Alrighty, I got you. Federal records show this. You can find this from the Cato Institute. F drug is smuggled for U.S. citizens by U.S. citizens, not asylum seekers. F drug smuggling is ultimately funded by U.S. consumers who pay for illicit O drugs, nearly 99% of which are U.S. citizens.
So they're paying for it, and they're the ones ordering them into the country. but
U.S.
they're not being
citizens in
brought.
2021 were 86.3% of convicted F drug traffickers, 10 times greater than convictions of undocumented immigrants for the same offense.
So that was 2021 when our borders were a lot weaker, though.
What? I'm sorry. Wouldn't that be like the time to look at it?
Yeah, I definitely just contradicted myself there. No, you're right. I realized that as I said that. Yeah. So, but as of right now, they've seized over $509 million worth of illegal drugs. So would you say that releasing the Epstein files is more
0.02% of people arrested by Border Patrol for crossing illegally possessed any F drug whatsoever.
I don't think it's the people currently crossing that are bringing in the drugs. I'm saying I think it's the illegal immigrants that are in now that are using the connections that they've built while being in the United States that is bringing it in.
There's no evidence that undocumented immigrants are a part of this process. There's actually evidence to indicate there's less of an involvement.
That illegal immigrants have less of an involvement in illegal contraband in the U.S. right now.
Wait, say that one more time?
You're saying there's no evidence of illegal immigrants being involved in illegal contraband in the U.S. right now.
Of specifically a majority of that, yeah, like, or anything like that. They're significantly less likely to be involved in drug crime. I said there's a bibliography in my bio, a sources page in my bio, that indicates that they're multiple times less likely to engage in drug crime comparative to U.S. citizens that are natural born.
So how is that trackable, though? Because if
Look at the studies.
If people are undocumented, they're not. The government doesn't know they're here, so how do they know that what they're doing? They can't track them at all. They can't keep tabs on people if they're undocumented because they don't even know that they're in the country.
So again, I would take a look specifically at the study because it's going to then evaluate based upon the population. You understand that, like, we don't have documentation for every U.S. citizen from, at least from the police perspective. So they're obviously trying to, there's things that are unknown about U.S. citizens as well. So the level of unknown exists for both U.S. citizens and undocumented immigrants. Plus, the same trend is true for illegal immigrants.
Okay. So, would you say though that what is more important for the United States immediate safety is stopping illegal drugs or from coming in? I'm not saying from illegal immigrants. I'm saying in general, or releasing the Epstein files.
What? I think you could do both if you're trying to do from your perspective. I have a wait. You want to deport? I don't want to deport undocumented immigrants if they haven't committed a violent crime or bad crime.
No, that's not what I said.
Repeat. Sorry, I apologize.
No, you're good. What would you say is the more immediate danger, and what should be the main focus? Because the FBI is spread so thin right now. I don't remember the exact statistic.
Maybe Trump shouldn't have defunded it.
The FBI has gotten stronger since Trump's been in administration.
Really? So why did he cut the funding?
Because they already had too much funding, but Cash Patel has come. But even though we cut the funding, they've gotten stronger. And they've done more in the past, 8 months than they did in the whole 4 years of Biden's administration.
Then why is the FBI director saying the Bureau needs more funding?
When did he say that?
This is from a Fox article. FBI director says Bureau needs more funding than what Trump administration's budget proposal calls for.
When was that though?
This was May.
This was May. I didn't know about that, but in his hearing, like it wasn't just about the Epstein files. In his hearing, he talked about in the past 8 months, all the statistics, and there was over 100% increases of busts and illegal activities stopped.
I have a question. Could you name something Donald Trump could do that would get you to stop supporting him? I don't know. I feel like as if right now, I think our country's not in a good spot civilly. But I think financially and economically, we're in a good spot. So there's not a single thing you could point to specifically that he could do that would get you to stop supporting him?
I think it'd have to be not like a certain policy, but I think if like something were to happen, like,
such as?
Like if this country went into
like,
a really bad spot,
like if he were to declare war on U.S. cities?
Yes.
Yeah, so if he were to like, you know, do something with like Portland where like he says that there's like the enemy within and that he's gonna like declare war on Portland, that you wouldn't support him anymore?
So why did he say that the
now it's why did he
was
say this? It's not like I'm not gonna support him anymore. It's why did he say this?
Well, yeah, because there's.
Would you
always
support him
gonna
if
be
he
a why.
incited a violent insurrection at the Capitol?
I don't think that he meant to do that. I think his supporters.
He didn't mean to do it. I mean, pardon the violent rioters who beat police officers and call them patriots? Yeah, it must have been an accident. You know what I mean?
Did he pardon?
He misclicked.
Did
he just misclicked, bro. He didn't mean to do that.
Did he pardon all of them?
He pardoned the violent rioters who beat police officers, yes. He
he
must have
pardon
just misclicked. When doing the auto pen, he must have misclicked, huh?
Did he pardon 100% of the rioters that were arrested?
To my knowledge, yes.
I didn't think that was the case.
Who assaulted police officers, yeah.
I don't think he pardoned every single one of them. I think the ones who
Well,
did.
does it matter? He pardoned some of them at least. Do you agree?
Some of them, but some of them weren't assaulting police officers. A lot
Yeah,
of them.
and so why did he pardon the ones assaulting police officers?
A lot of them got unlawful sentences or wrong.
Then why didn't he commute their sentences? Why did he pardon them?
Commuting them as in making them shorter.
What?
You're
Yes, it
saying?
can.
No, I'm saying as in, like that's what I was checking a definition. commuting a sentence means making it shorter, right?
Yes, yes, it can be.
Yeah, no, that's just what I was asking. Yeah, because he can commute a sentence or pardon it, right?
Yeah, pardoning would be getting rid of the entire charge in the first place.
But he didn't pardon 100% of the ones.
Doesn't matter. He pardoned violent rioters who beat police officers, bro.
Not all of them were violent, though, correct?
It doesn't matter. Some of them were. Todd, thank you for the $10. Thank you so much.
But did he pardon those ones, or did he just pardon the ones that were wrongly convicted?
Right. Sorry, go back.
Did he pardon those ones, or did he pardon the ones that were wrongly convicted? Because
Try one more time. Sorry. It's like you know when you're watching the TV and then like whenever the advertisements come on and they're like so much louder than like the TV, you're like the volume of like the TV versus the advertisements that show up later on.
Yeah, I need to take a sip of water.
No, it has nothing to do with your water. I think it's just you're just a little bit far from your mic, maybe.
Yeah. So what I said was the protesters that he pardoned, were they the ones that were rightfully convicted or wrongly convicted?
They were rightfully convicted.
They were.
Mm-hmm.
Because he didn't pardon all of them. It would, to my understanding.
So there are people that he pardoned that admitted to doing it themselves. Right?
Okay.
They were caught on video doing it. There's the officer testifying to them being the one assaulting them.
Okay. To my understanding, he had only pardoned the ones that were wrongly convicted. And or who had
not
received
true.
too long of a sentence.
Not true. No.
Okay, so I was wrong about that. That was just a wrong fact check.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. So is there anything else you want to talk about or add?
No, I'm all good. Thank you, though. That was fun. I enjoyed it.
All right. Well, I appreciate you coming up.
I appreciate you, man. Have a good night.
All right. Only send a guest request if you meet that set of criteria listed on the TikTok screen, everybody. We are just looking for some debates, everybody. Only send a guest request if you meet that set of criteria listed on the TikTok screen. We are just looking for some debates. If you're on YouTube, hit that thumbs up. If you're on TikTok, tap that screen. We are just looking for some debates, everybody. Let's go on to the next person. Only send a guest request if you meet that set of criteria listed on the TikTok screen. Alrighty. Only send a guest request if you meet that set of criteria listed on the TikTok screen. We are just looking for some debates, everybody. Alrighty, let's go on to the next person. Yo, what's up? How old are you?
23.
Do you support Donald Trump?
Yes.
What's your birth year?
2002.
What month?
January.
Okay. If you could go back in time and you could either vote for Donald Trump or Kamala Harris, who would you rather vote for?
Donald Trump.
Okay, why so?
Immigration.
Okay. What about immigration? Okay, he's laughing. I'm going to go on to the next person. Only send a guest request if you meet that set of criteria listed on the TikTok screen. We are just looking for some debates. If you're on YouTube, hit that thumbs up. If you're on TikTok, tap that screen. Let's go on to the next person here real quick, everybody. Brian, thank you for the $1. Thank you so much. I really appreciate it. Zaxon, thank you so much for the $1. I really appreciate the Dark Money Fund. Thank you.
Shut your bitch ass up, Parker. I hope you get shot like Charlie Kirk.
Bro, that's crazy. That's actually nuts. Stephanie, thank you for the $5. Thank you so much. I really appreciate it. Thank you. Thank you so much, Stephanie. That's crazy. That's crazy. Let's go on to the next person. Only send a guest. Like, that's actually nuts. Can you imagine going on live and saying that to someone? That's fucking crazy, bro. Yo, what's up? How old are you? That's like actually nuts, dude. I can't even fathom that. Like I'm laughing right now because that's actually like so nuts. I can't even fathom. That's crazy. Yadira, thank you so much. Really appreciate the $10. Thank you. Thank you so much. Yo, what's up? How old are you?
I'm 18 years old.
Do you support Donald Trump?
I do, mainly
What's it-
for his abortion policy.
Okay. What's your birth year?
2007,
Okay. What month?
September 14th. I was born at 1:37 p.m. And you can feel free to ask me that at any time throughout the stream, and I'll answer exactly the same.
Okay, for sure. So why do you support Donald Trump?
Admittedly, I don't think that his economic or any other policy really is that good, but I support him primarily for his abortion policies. So
Okay.
I would be happy to debate abortion if that's fine with you.
Okay. Sure. So, like, no matter what he's done, actually, could you name a certain thing that he could do that would get you to stop supporting him?
A certain thing he could, honestly, he's kind of losing my support right now. I see him blatantly lying to different news companies and whatnot. I saw a clip the other day that said he got a perfect score on his cognitive abilities test, and obviously I know that's a lie. So I really don't support him now. I don't believe either candidate necessarily would gain my support. However, in my opinion,
Well, I appreciate you very much. I am just looking for people who specifically do support Donald Trump, and if they could go back in time, would vote for Donald Trump over Kamala Harris. But I appreciate you very much. Gabriella, thank you so much for the $10. Thank you so much. Yeah, it's honestly just very crazy. Very crazy. Let's go on to the next person, everybody. Only send a guest request if you meet that set of criteria listed on the TikTok screen. We are just looking for some debates, everybody. If you want to support me, as always, Venmo, Cash App, PayPal, link tree in the bio, as well as the description of the YouTube, as well as you can support me over YouTube Super Chat, everybody. Yo, what's up? How old are you?
What's up?
How old are you?
35.
Do you support Donald Trump?
To an extent.
Okay, if you could go back in time and you could either vote for Donald Trump or Kamala Harris, who would you rather vote for?
Trump.
Okay, are you driving?
I'm in a train, actually.
Okay, so, yeah, so why do you support Donald Trump?
Honestly, the first time, like his first term, everything like regarding like where I work, my industry and all that, my 401k was better. That type of stuff. I know it's personal.
I'm so sorry. It is a little bit loud. I apologize. I apologize. I'm so sorry. It is a little bit loud to debate you. I really apologize. I would, but it is a little bit loud. Just to say, it is just a tad bit. Maybe that was just a stop, bad timing or something. But yo, it's how old are you?
35.
You said 35?
Yes.
So the next person, only send a guest request if you meet that set of criteria listed on the TikTok screen. We are just looking for some debates, everybody. Yo, what's up? How old are you?
18.
What's your birth year?
2006, October 14th.
Okay. If you could go back in time and you could either vote for Donald Trump or Kamala Harris, who would you rather vote for?
Well, actually, I'm kind of ambiguous right now. I don't really know. But I was
Okay.
going to question.
We are just looking for some debates right now. Only send a guest request if you meet that set of criteria listed on the TikTok screen. We are just looking for some debates. Lee, thank you so much for the $15. Thank you so much as always. I really appreciate it. Thank you. Valerie, thank you for the $8. Thank you so much. I really appreciate it. Thank you. Yes, I'll try to ask. Brian, thank you for the $1. Thank you so much. I really appreciate it. Thank you. Yo, what's up? How old are you? Grace, thank you for the galaxy. Thank you.
42.
Do you support Donald Trump? You said, yeah. Do you support Donald Trump?
Yeah.
Okay. Why so?
I think, somebody said it before, but I think a lot of politicians can't be trusted. It's hard to say with Kamala. I mean, nobody really voted for her, right? She didn't even make it past the primary. She was put in place. Like, why would she be better,
So the primary, she literally was a part of the Biden administration. She became vice president. She had like 8 to 15% support in the primaries. Do you remember when Trump ran in 2000?
Yep.
Really, you do? Because he didn't even
Yeah.
grant 1%.
Wait, in 2000?
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, but I mean, so we're talking about somebody who made it past the primaries at some point and then got elected
Yeah, and Trump didn't do that in
versus somebody that
2000. Trump didn't even make it close.
I'm like brain farting on this, I guess, but like How does that work? I mean, how does he make it through? 40, to become the 45th president, you gotta make it past the primaries, and then you gotta
Yeah, in
win in the general
2016.
election.
In 2016. He did in 2016. In 2000, when he ran for his first time, he didn't even get close at all.
Well, how does that matter though? If eventually he ended up getting elected through the primaries and then in the general.
Say that again, sorry?
I mean, why does that year matter if eventually he did
Oh,
make it through the primaries?
Exactly. Wait, so then why does that year matter specifically for Kamala Harris, right, in terms of 2020, right? Because it is the case that the Biden-Harris ticket won in 2024. So if the president steps down, the vice president would step up. That's how it works.
So why do you fully stand behind how that worked out with Kamala, where everyone was pretending that Biden was totally mentally coherent and knew what he was doing, and she never even had a chance to gain votes in any sort of primary to make people feel a little bit more confident that she could win?
So again, she literally did win because they won the Biden-Harris ticket, and then the vice president steps up when the president steps down.
Right. Well, yeah, obviously that's how it works, but I mean, that doesn't instill confidence in the voters that this is somebody that a lot of people would have voted for as the president if they had a chance to. She was selected for the
confused what your
VP.
point is here.
The point is, I think, you're saying if we would go back to Kamala and Trump, would I vote for Trump or Kamala? I think there are some candidates on the left I would have voted for. I voted for Obama. I've kind of gone back and forth depending on the situation. I didn't vote for Trump the first two times he made it past the primaries. But I just don't think Kamala was a good candidate.
Yeah, so you keep restating that, but like, what specifically? What, maybe bring up a policy that you disagree with her on.
I mean, I don't even know if many people knew what her policies really were. She dodged most of the interviews, and then when she came on, she was the queen of word salads. I mean,
Wait, can you tell me a
what
policy?
type of
Can you tell me a
candidate?
policy that you disagree with?
Well, I think in general, even if she was a viable candidate that people felt like they could stand behind, things had gotten so far left by the time that election happened
Could you tell
that
me
it
a
would have
policy
taken
that you
somebody that was
disagree with?
more of Kamala's.
Yeah.
No.
Okay. So you can't name a single policy you disagree with. I can mention a lot of her policies if you'd like me to. It sounds like you don't even know a single one of them.
Well, I can tell you what her policies and a lot of people on the left by the time this election came around
Okay. What do you disagree
were
with on the left?
supporting things that have got. Well, I guess two main things that got Trump elected, I think. One of them was immigration, and one of them was identity politics and the LGBTQIA, politics.
What's wrong with the LGBTQ plus community?
There's nothing wrong with it. I think what it starts to infringe on is the First Amendment rights of, you think about like other countries that started to enact, thinking about changing laws to enforce people not being able to use certain language, right? That
Such
I think
as?
people were worried about that. So Canada, right? So Jordan Peterson had some issues with that, right?
There's nothing in the United States in terms of any law that exists that would restrict your First Amendment right because of the LGBTQ plus community. I don't know a single law that you're referencing. If you want to talk about actually undermining people's First Amendment rights, we can look at the Trump administration in terms of what specifically they've done. Trump has literally passed an executive order to put people in prison for a year for burning the American flag, which is a violation of the First Amendment according to the Supreme Court. A court has determined that he's been violating people's First Amendment rights in relation to pro-Palestinian free speech. Those are
I mean, I
violations
can't
of the
argue with
First
that.
Amendment. He
And
also
is that
called for a complete and total
that's made
shutdown
it?
on Muslims entering the country, which is also a violation of the First Amendment.
Yeah, I mean, if these are things that get proved in the court system, right? Then that's obviously that's a problem. I think people that promote the First Amendment would not be happy with that, and there's a lot of right-leaning voters that want to protect that.
Not only that, but he called for the termination of all rules, regulations, and articles, even those found in the Constitution. So wouldn't that mean you would not support Donald Trump? With the very basis of the things that you brought up specifically for what you disagree with the left on, it seems like Donald Trump's worse for that.
Yeah, I mean, maybe I'm not the best person to argue this because I didn't vote for him in any of the primaries. I just voted for to answer your question though about would I go back and vote for him again against Kamala? I would. I don't think I would vote for him against other people necessarily if there was a more qualified person that was in that position. But I just don't think people really knew what they could expect from Kamala. She was putting forth a certain persona during her campaign that people just didn't know if they could trust.
Okay. And again, you saying that you don't feel like you could trust her is not a reason why she was a worse candidate. We can point to exactly things that she did do specifically that are significantly better than what Donald Trump would do. And we can point to things specifically that Donald Trump would do that would violate every single thing that you care about. So again, I understand that you said that you'd vote for other candidates over Donald Trump, but what is the reason why you wouldn't support Kamala Harris? It seems like you can't even bring up a single thing as to why you disagree with her so much that you wouldn't support her over over Donald Trump. I mean,
Well, if you had a candidate that you really couldn't trust what they were saying because they were just saying whatever they could to get elected and they had no real track record. You're saying there's a track record though. What's that track record of hers?
wait, Trump was the one doing that. Trump literally said he was going to reduce grocery prices and gas prices, and then he was going to end the Russia and Ukraine war in 24 hours, and he was going to drop the Epstein files. That's exactly what Trump did, not Kamala Harris. Kamala Harris specifically talked about all the time how she didn't want to overpromise things.
She didn't want to define or talk about anything. I mean,
she did. She talked about the $6,000 a year. She talked about the $6,000 a year child tax credit for the first year of a child's life. $3,600 through them being 5 years old. $3,000 through them being 18. $2,000 cap on pharmaceuticals out of pocket. $35 cap on insulin for everyone, not just for people who are on Medicare. Also, the $25,000 tax credit for first-time home buyers for new homes. She talked about the 28% corporate tax rate to specifically increase taxes on income that is of the highest in America. Increasing income tax over $400,000 a year while maintaining all income tax cuts, specifically under $400,000 a year. Right, so she specifically absolutely went over policy. She passed an over released an over 80-page paper, right, detailed PDF on specifically what her policies were. Donald Trump didn't do anything like that, right? And so Donald Trump was never held to the standard that Kamala Harris was held to.
And that could be the case. I mean, I'm somebody that I feel like I try to listen to both sides of stuff during the campaign. I was trying my best to try to understand what she was trying to get across there. But at some level too, you're like, okay, do I trust this person? Do I know this person? Do I feel confident that they're going to do what they're going to say? We know that Trump was in office. We saw him before. I think that's what pushed a lot of people over that were in the middle on this whole thing was, hey, at least he's been in office and he didn't do most, think about all the things that the left said he was going to do when he first got elected the first time. They're like, oh my God, he's going to nuke countries. He's going to do all these things. And I mean, none of that happened. And there were a lot of good things that happened during his first presidency. So people are like, hey, listen, at least we know this person. So would I vote for him again this coming term? If he even could run again, maybe not. But would I go back and vote for him again against Kamala? Probably.
Yeah, I understand you're saying that, but again, I'm pointing to the conditions in which he's done that are bad. And it seems like there's almost nothing he could do that would get you to stop supporting him. Peachy thing of the galaxy. Like, can I give examples?
You asked that question before, and I was thinking about that when you were asked that to other people. I mean, if it did come out and he was on the Epstein files, that would be a huge problem for me.
He is on the Epstein files. He's already acknowledged this. This has already been addressed. This was released by the Biden administration. He was on the flight logs. And it was also, Elon came out with this and said that he was on the files too, and that was a whole thing too.
Yeah, I remember seeing that too. But what I'm saying is, like, if there was some, extremely damning evidence to the point where it wasn't just that he was on a flight, but that it was, he was involved in underage stuff, I think he'd lose a lot of support.
Okay. How about this? If he were held civilly liable of sexual abuse, would you stop supporting him?
You're saying that what happened before his election?
Like, if he were held civilly liable of sexual abuse, would you stop supporting him?
Are you referring to the case before he was elected, or are you talking about just in general?
I'm not referring to any case. I'm just bringing up a hypothetical scenario. If he were held civilly liable of sexual abuse, would you stop supporting him?
Yeah, I think if it seemed pretty clear that it wasn't politically motivated and that he actually was deemed to be at fault, or did something like that, it would be a big problem for a lot of people, including myself.
So would you stop supporting him if he were held civilly liable of sexual abuse?
Most likely.
Okay, so he was held civilly liable of sexual abuse, so most likely you would stop supporting him, right?
Well, that's why I was asking you that question. So obviously, leading up to the election, there was a lot of things that seemed very politically motivated, and a lot of weird stuff that happened with those cases.
What makes you think it was politically motivated?
Well, you think if he wasn't going to run again, any of those cases would have happened?
Yes, because they already happened prior to that point. She engaged in the allegation in 2019. He was literally held liable in 2022. This is before he even ran for 2024.
Yeah. This is going to sound ridiculous, I'm sure, but I think at some point you get to a point where you're kind of like, what can you even trust anymore in this political theater?
Clearly not Donald Trump, like a guy who's a pathological liar that cheated on every single one of his wives, that was proven multiple times to have lied in this case. He said that he never met her. There's pictures of them together shown. He said that he wouldn't have sexually abused her because she's quote-unquote not his type, but then in a deposition mistook her with his ex-wife, indicating that they're either both his type or both not his type. So he would have sexually abused her either way.
Yeah. Listen, man, it's a hard one to defend. I agree.
There were appeals. Donald Trump lost the appeals. Shouldn't that get you to not support the guy anymore?
I can't argue. I mean, I can't argue with that point. I mean, that's a hard one for sure.
Okay, for sure. Well, is there anything else you'd like to talk about or add before I go on to the next person?
No, I appreciate the time.
Appreciate you. Alrighty. Connor, how old are you? Abram, thank you so much. Really appreciate the glowing jellyfish. Thank you. Connor, how old are you? Hello, Connor, are you there? Alrighty, let's go on to the next person. Courtney, thank you for the $5. Thank you so much, Courtney. I really appreciate it. Thank you so much. Literally, though. Andrew, thank you so much for the $1. Thank you. I kind of am suspending judgment until I see what happens, essentially. William, thank you so much for the $50 on Venmo. Thank you so much, William. I really appreciate it. Thank you so much. I definitely am trying to be careful and whatnot. I really appreciate you worrying about me. Thank you so much. Put some W's right now in the comment section for William. That's so kind of you. Thank you so much. Burhan, thank you so much. Really appreciate the $2. Thank you so much. I really appreciate it. Thank you. I know, it was honestly crazy. It was really crazy. And Stephanie, thank you so much for the $5. Thank you. I know. Very wild. Very wild. Connor, I just sent you an invite back. Charles, thank you for the galaxy. Thank you so much. Thank you. I hear you now. So how old are you?
Parker, are you talking to me?
Yeah.
Can you hear me?
Yeah. So do you support Donald Trump?
Generally.
Like, if you could go back in time and you could either vote for Donald Trump or Kamala Harris, who would you rather vote for?
Oh, I think I would vote for Donald Trump.
Okay. Is there a way you can mute the background noise, if possible?
Yeah. Hold on. Give me a minute.
For sure.
That should help. Is that better?
Yes. Or I still kind of hear
I just want to comment on your last guest's comments of, Donald Trump's convicted of all these accounts. Why And when did these generally happen? If we could look at a timeline of when all of these, accounts happened, could you point that out for me?
To when Donald Trump sexually abused Eugene Carroll, or when he was liable, or
Well, there's 34 counts, right?
that was the felonies case.
So when did all of those happen?
The felonies?
Yes,
I think it was 2015, 2016.
all 34.
Yeah.
That's when he was accused.
No, that's when he committed the crime.
So Donald Trump ran up, obviously went bankrupt multiple times. Over time, he built a pretty good business. Yes, we know he got money from his father, whatever. Either way, he's done pretty well for himself. So 34 crimes he committed in 2015 and 16.
Yeah.
Okay. That seems kind of crazy, doesn't it?
Yeah, right?
You would think so.
Yeah, he falsified business records in the first degree, which is a Class C felony in the state of New York, because of a predicate crime, meaning an underlying crime that he was engaging in furtherance of the original crime. So there was just 34 different times. The same crime.
So, okay. All right. So, do you think that the U.S. government and both sides of the parties are corrupt at all, or will do things that will help them and accuse other people?
I think Trump is very corrupt. Yeah.
Okay. That's nice. Okay. So Trump runs in 2016. Obviously, none of these crimes have happened before he starts running. Does that seem odd at all?
Nope.
To you?
Nope. It's when he committed the crimes, then he got held accountable for committing the crimes. It's odd on behalf of why he committed the crimes.
Would you say this is, I think, I'm right. I'm not like super right. I listen to both sides. I watch you all the time, watch your buddy Dean and all these guys, and I listen to both sides. I just think you are you have to understand everybody in government's probably a little corrupt. And I think that the left especially will do anything in their power to get somebody who's not been in politics their whole life, who hasn't been bought, who's not paid for by Pfizer or whoever corporation you want to say, to get him out of there.
Okay, so
It seems pretty reasonable.
Trump is the one who literally went to fossil fuel companies and said, if you give me $1 billion for my campaign, I'll give you $110 billion in tax cuts. He dropped a meme coin to try and get as much as he possibly can out of his audience. I mean, there are plenty of things I can point to that Donald Trump has specifically done that we can point to that are
fine.
clearly to make lots of money from the position of president that he's in. We can also point to the Truth Social. I mean, he's over doubled his net worth since he became president of the United States. So obviously,
And
I think
which
that we can point to.
which other president hasn't done that? And by the way, he's doing this with transparency. It's not behind closed doors. Where
Transparency? That's ridiculous. And also, again, when you say paid for and the corruption and element and stuff like this, you don't have evidence for that for every single person that Trump is running up against, right? Specifically, you could point to, just because people are involved in politics doesn't mean that they're specifically corrupt. You have to point to certain things that they've done that are corrupt.
That's fair. It's obviously out there. Okay, I'm a financial advisor. Just to point that out. Okay. Why I have some clients who work for the federal government that can't hold $15,000 in individual stocks, right? But the government can go and do, the senators, Nancy Pelosi, everybody else, they can go do whatever they want to do.
Wait,
Does
why can't they hold individual stocks?
Because the government says they can't.
Why not?
They can hold individual stocks, just not up to $15,000 or more.
Why not?
Because they work for a company that's contracted with the U.S. government, et cetera, et cetera. It makes no sense. Like, we're sitting there across tables.
So then that should also be true for, you know, other governmental employees. I don't disagree with that. I think they should only be able to invest in, like, you know, index funds.
Yeah, I agree with you on that. I'm on the same page there. Okay. What I want to get at is, do you think
I can't hear you when you're out of the app, just letting you know. If you're on YouTube, everybody, hit that thumbs up. If you're on TikTok, tap that screen. It will help get out to more people. If you want to support me, as always, Venmo, Cash App, PayPal, Linktree in the bio, as well as the description of the YouTube, as well as you can support me over YouTube Super Chat in the pinned comment on my YouTube. Currently can't hear you, guest, if you're on the, if you think that I can hear you. Alrighty. Oh, he just left. Okay. Alrighty. Let's go on to the next person, everybody. Yo, what's up? How old are you?
I'm 18.
Do you support Donald Trump?
Yes, sir.
What's your birth year?
It's 2007.
What month?
September.
Okay. You said in the comment section that I only take into account things on the left and that I can't take into account the other side. Why do you say that?
I say that because even I've been watching you, I've been watching Dean, when y'all seem to not even be able to hear what people are saying, you know. Y'all seem to only be able to, like, kind of just only accept anything that you think fits your political view, you know what I'm saying?
Of course, I would only accept things that fit my view. Like,
no,
I'm
only
confused.
things
Why
that
would I
fit your
think
like your
about this.
political party.
Why would
view.
I accept things that are not in my view? Wouldn't that be contradictory? Now,
Well, yeah,
I
that's not
think
what I
what,
meant, I'm
you mean
sorry.
to say is that I'm
Yeah,
partisan
well, the
and
Democratic-
I'm biased,
yeah.
right?
Yeah,
Is that what you mean to
bias,
say?
yeah.
Okay.
Yes, sir.
So what tells you that I'm partisan and I'm biased in that, like, maybe, for example, I deny facts because I'm so partisan and biased? Could you give me an example of that? Or, like, maybe something
I
I've
don't-
ever lied about?
I don't think you deny facts. I think you deflect. I think when somebody brings up a good point, you just ask them a question that doesn't even, you don't even try and answer their question.
Okay. Well,
I think what
give me an example, because there are
what you
plenty
just
of
did with the guy, maybe not the last guy, I haven't been really watching, but the guy before the last one, and he said, would you support someone? He brought up a good point. I don't remember exactly what it was, but he said, would you support someone that had been accused of SA? Am I allowed to say that, like those?
That's the
those-
question I asked them.
Yeah, that's the question you asked him. But he had brought up a good point before that about the Epstein files and such. But the thing is,
What about the
that
Epstein
is largely, in my opinion, is through the Democratic Party being able to push that narrative, and not even narrative, bring it all the way to court. Which he was not convicted of this SA.
He was held civilly
just,
liable, unanimously amongst a jury of 9 people.
if this was fully true and there's full evidence, he'd be convicted and he would most likely be in prison.
He was held civilly liable. The reason why it wasn't in a criminal case is because of statute of limitations, which means regardless of the level of evidence, they couldn't try them in a criminal court.
Can you repeat that? You cut out on my part.
Yeah, so it was past the statute of limitations, meaning regardless of the level of evidence that they specifically had, right, they could not try them in a criminal court, only in a civil court.
Why was it out of the limitations?
Because it was only 5 years. So any situation that happened
So it's 5 years prior?
Like 5 years prior, yeah.
Oh.
5 years or more prior, then you couldn't try in a criminal court regardless of
Yeah,
evidence.
okay. I thought you said this was...
Yeah, and for many victims, it takes way more than 5 years to come out. So
Yeah, but they had never pressed charges or anything up until the 5 years after, is what you're saying, correct? He supposedly did it.
Yeah, so if you haven't pressed charges within the first 5 years, can't ever press charges.
So this was before he ran for 2016, correct?
When he committed it, or when he was held liable?
Oh, when he committed it, when he was...
When he committed it, yes, it was before 2016.
Oh, well, I'll just admit I'm wrong there. But the main reason I support Trump is more of a moral thing. I think he has much of a better moral compass than a lot of the Democratic Party, even though that may seem a little bit crazy with all the accusations and things like that.
Okay, so he has a better moral compass. He said, yeah, to Howard Stern calling his daughter a piece of ass. He said his daughter's always been voluptuous, which means curvy and sexually attractive. He said he had sex in common with his daughter when she said real estate and golf. He said he would be dating his own daughter if it wasn't his daughter. He said he would date a 10-year-old girl in 10 years.
Sir.
He bragged about walking into the changing rooms of naked women without their consent while they were changing. And an 18-year-old came out and said there were 4 girls as young as 15 years old in these changing rooms that Donald Trump would barge in. He was held civilly liable of sexual abuse. He pardoned violent rioters who beat police officers and called them patriots.
So the Patriots one was January 6th, correct? The one with the January 6th, Eddie, or what was his I know what you're talking about. But with the one, I think a lot of these definitely with the statements that he had said are out of context, definitely about his daughter. I think
they aren't out of context. I can play you the clips.
All right, let's see.
What context would they be justified?
The ones about his daughter, I mean, it's obviously, I think, a little bit disrespectful the way he said it and the way he worded it, but with context, it can definitely be understandable.
No, I mean, some of these foreign girls, you know, Mr. Trump, in my country, we say hello with vagina. And
well, you could also say, as the owner of the pageant, it's your obligation to do that.
So you have done that. Now, tell me
I'll tell you the funniest is that I'll go backstage before a show.
Yes.
And everyone's getting dressed and ready and everything else. And, you know, no men are anywhere. And I'm allowed to go in because I'm the owner of the pageant, and therefore I'm inspecting it. You know, I'm inspecting. I want to make sure that
You're like
everything
a
is
doctor.
good.
You're there.
Yeah, the dress. Is everyone okay? You know, they're standing there with no clothes. Is everybody okay? And you see these incredible-looking women.
Is this on Howard Stern?
And so I sort of get away with it.
Yeah.
Oh,
that was one
okay.
video. I have more.
Thank you, everyone. Donald Trump, educated businesswoman, author, and mother. She's now helping, like on The View in 2006.
I said that if Ivanka weren't my daughter, perhaps I'd be dating her. You know?
Stop it! Oh, it's so weird. Stop. You know what? You are sick.
Far from protecting his daughter from being talked about as a sex object, he has encouraged it multiple times. On Howard Stern's radio show in 2004 and then again in 2006.
By the way, your daughter.
She's beautiful.
Can I say this? A piece of ass. Yeah. She looks more voluptuous than ever.
She's actually always been very voluptuous. She's tall. She's almost 6 feet tall.
Dude. I'm sorry. There's no... Okay, the one on Howard Stern I have heard. Not that one, but the one before the first clip you had showed me. And that one I almost thought was in some way satire. The other one I haven't really seen much. The one where he's talking about, well, he's the owner, but that seems almost... It's Howie Stern. That's a very funny...
No, he was being serious. He was being serious. There were 18
Is there any evidence that this is ever...
18-year-olds came out and said there were 4 girls as young as 15 years old in these changing rooms where Donald Trump would barge in. There were victims that came out and talked about it.
Was there any evidence, not just accusations?
That's obviously evidence. What?
Accusations aren't evidence.
Wait, first-person accounts, multiple people indicating that this happened is not evidence? Witnesses indicating this happened is not evidence?
No, not when you're a political figure. I disagree. I think if there's been multiple accusations on every president.
What do you need? What do you need in terms of evidence then?
I mean, not just someone saying that they saw it.
You mean eyewitness testimony?
I just need some sort of proof and maybe a more reliable
testimony. So eyewitness testimony is enough. Are you Christian?
Yes, sir, I am.
Okay. What evidence do you have that Jesus rose from the dead?
It's faith.
Oh, you just believe without evidence? So you can believe that without evidence, but you can't believe victims?
Yes. I mean, because I would rather believe the Bible than a random 18-year-old woman than maybe possibly a Democrat. They could also be throwing accusations.
Well, I just want to let you know the New Testament was passed down word of mouth for like over a generation prior to even being written down. So you would trust literally the Bible passed down generation word of mouth.
That's only true with
right?
the King James Bible. That's not true with
No,
everything.
it's not just the King James.
No,
It's specifically...
that's not true.
Wait, name one specific. Wait, you think any of the Bible, specifically the notions of the Bible, were written literally at the time in which Jesus died and was alive?
No, but I don't think it was passed down through generations.
It was passed down through generations. Yes, it was.
Yes, with the King James
name
version.
a single name a single manuscript that was specifically not passed down word of mouth. That was New Testament.
I think yes, you are right, but to an extent, I think you're making it seem like this was passed down through hundreds of thousands of years. No, this is maybe
hundreds of thousands. No,
I said no.
I
Hundreds,
said generations.
No, hundreds. I meant hundreds of years, not hundreds of thousands. That's my bad. But
it was around 45 to 60 years. I'm pretty sure.
Is this only with the King James version? Is there a way you could check that?
No, this is across the board.
But yes, to be honest, yes, I would rather than. Okay, do you know who the? You said there was 3 eyewitnesses, correct? With the
There were multiple, yes.
Okay, can you? I'm guessing that these 3 now you said 18 at the time.
So they've came out and talked about this. You can see what they
Yes,
said
when did they
about
come
it.
out and talk about it? Do you know?
I'd have to go check the year they came out. I'm not quite sure. Off the top of my head.
All right, could you check? Because I can almost guarantee it. This is after the year 2016.
So?
That means it would be most likely politically motivated.
Here's the issue. Anything that Donald Trump specifically is accused, right, and convicted of, you're not going to accept because it came out after specifically 2016. This is cult-like mentality. You will literally not accept anything against Donald Trump, regardless, even if he admits it himself. He literally admitted to it, and you're like, oh, he's just probably joking.
Yes, he's on Howard Stern.
Could you tell me one thing that he could do that would get you to stop supporting him?
Donald Trump?
Yeah.
If he were to, there's a lot of things he could do, obviously. Probably, well, I have a very strong opinions on the immigration. I honestly, there is some, I think, flaws with the way he's doing it. It's very aggressive, and I think it should be toned down a little bit. But I also have very strong opinions on abortion, and I think he's doing that very well.
Could you tell me something that he could do that would get you to stop supporting him?
If he realistically, if the main thing is the Epstein files, if he was released and there was enough evidence to prove that he was, essaying.
What would you accept as evidence? Because he said that was a Democratic hoax. Wouldn't you just think that it was a hoax under your view?
Well, if he releases the files, then it's.
Well, he said that they're a hoax. So do you agree that they're a hoax?
Oh, well, I haven't seen the files, and he has.
Do you want them to be released?
Oh, yes, I do.
Well, he said that you shouldn't support him, and you never actually supported him in the first place. Because
Wait,
they're
what'd
a
you say?
hoax
I'm
created
sorry.
by the. Yeah, he said he doesn't want your support. Yeah, he put on True Social he doesn't want your support if you want them to be released, because they're a hoax created by the Democrats.
I haven't heard about this, to be honest. But I realistically think if he releases them during his term, and there's proof and evidence that he was, obviously essaying the people.
What is proof and evidence to you?
Well, I think the files itself would be proof and evidence.
Wait, the files that just are. But wouldn't you just say that they're claims?
Yes, they would be claims, but it's different than a bunch of girls coming out 30 years
Really?
after
26 By the way, 26 different women. You think all of the 26 women are lying?
I think there could be some truth to it, but I think everything was probably dramatic.
So if there's some truth to it, so then why would you still support him? And by the way, 26 different women.
I think realistically that he was obviously doing stuff that he shouldn't have been, but I don't think any of this was anything like they claimed was forced. I don't think he would have.
So they're all lying.
To an extent,
you think
yeah,
every single one of the 26 women are lying?
If all 26 say that he did do that, then yes, I would say so.
Wow. Do you realize how? Okay, if 100 women came out about Donald Trump, would you still say that?
I mean, are they just claimed straight? claims and any evidence that he was with these girls.
What if there were pictures of them together? If there was a dress that
There
they
was pictures
claimed...
with them together. Yeah, the people that multiple of the people in the 26. I know that, but a lot of those, I'm pretty sure one of them was proved to be doctored, and I haven't heard
Who?
anything else
Which
from the
one?
other two.
Which one
I'm
was
not sure. I
proved to be
don't know the
doctored?
names.
None of them.
It was, but it's not one
Donald
of the ones.
Trump
that
was the
used.
one that lied. Donald Trump said that E. Jean Carroll and him never met. There were pictures of them together. He said that
Yeah,
he wouldn't have
that one. That's
sexually.
not the one I'm
He said that
talking
he
about. That
wouldn't have
one's the-
sexually abused her because she's quote unquote not his type. But then in a deposition mistook her with his ex-wife, indicating that they're both his type or both not his type. So he would have sexually abused her either way.
Wait, so you said she looked like his ex-wife, correct? So you said.
Yeah, so he said that he wouldn't have sexually abused E.
Yeah,
Jean
yeah,
Carroll
I heard you.
because she's
And
quote
then-
unquote not his type. But then in a deposition mistook her with his ex-wife, Marla Maples.
Oh, well, realistically, I think this is my full take on it, is that there is so many people in America, so many people that do not like Trump, and I mean, you can all have everybody's entitled to their opinion, and I think that both parties can take it too far, just like we did on January 6th. I think that was wrong, but I think at the same way, the way y'all are also attacking him just in different ways through media and do a lot of things. And like I think this could also be one of them.
What? You're just saying that
No,
we're
I'm
just
saying-
attacking him. So you're not responding with any reason or any evidence or any intellectual critique. You're just saying Dems came after us. Do you realize that's just a trust me, bro, right?
Well, realistically, a trust me, bro, would be saying, "Hey, there's a picture with this girl. I took a picture with this girl. She comes out and says that I."
No, here's the issue. Trump said that they never met. Lie. Proven wrong. Trump said he wouldn't have sexually abused her because she's quote unquote not his type. But in a deposition mistook her with his ex-wife. Indicate lie. We can keep going through. Like all of these things were lies. Donald Trump lied over and over and over again, and for some reason continually gets a pass. But if E. Jean Carroll were to have lied one time, that's what people would run with. But she didn't, and yet people are still blaming her and still saying that.
I mean,
it's
I
her
think she
fault.
lied.
Yeah, but you have no reason to believe that. What did she lie about?
Oh, well, obviously not the picture. I just don't think that he was essaying her at all.
Okay, so then what did she lie about in particularly?
Him essaying her.
Wait, if she was lying, then why did she specifically say that there was a DNA on a dress and it was Trump's DNA, and then submit it to the court so that Trump could also submit his DNA? Right? If it was the case that they never met, they weren't around each other, how would she have his
Did it
DNA?
happen to be the same dress she was wearing in that picture?
In what picture? No, I'm not talking
The one they took together.
No. It's a dress that she specifically said was indicative of the fact that Trump was at the scene of the crime because it had DNA on it, unidentified male DNA. And Trump specifically didn't give up his DNA to the court after multiple years allotted specifically to give up his DNA, which under his view would have proven that he wasn't at the scene of the crime. So he had all reason to give up his DNA but chose not to, which actually indicates a greater likelihood that he was guilty.
So she was wearing this as she. Okay, so I'll make sure I'm not misunderstanding this. What you're saying is that she was wearing this when when the crime supposedly happened, correct?
Yes.
Hold on, wait? Could you look this up for me?
What?
Oh, I forgot how to word this. I'm not even gonna try. I don't know how to word what I'm trying to say really with that, but I don't really know why I didn't do that. But even if he did, realistically, they could have had sexual interactions. It just could not have been forced.
Then why didn't he admit that they had done so? Why did he lie? If he has nothing to hide, why did he lie?
I mean, realistically, the lying obviously isn't good. I mean, he shouldn't have lied, but that doesn't automatically mean that he. Let's say he did.
So then what reason did he have to lie?
So maybe that the case wouldn't go on as far as it did, and there just happened to be a picture they were
It
together.
did though, and it was continually going on that long. So that's not a good
But
response.
no. Let's just say this, okay? They did meet, which they obviously did. There's a picture of them together. They did have sexual interactions, not forced.
So then why did he say that they did?
Why? Because if he said they did, there'd be more likelihood of him for this case to go on longer. Sure, lying was probably not the right way to go about it, and I understand that, but I still think that, I mean, it still doesn't prove the fact that he did it.
It indicates at least a greater likelihood that he's guilty, correct?
Yeah, I agree with that.
And then not only that, but also him not showing his DNA indicates a greater likelihood of him being guilty. But also indicates a greater likelihood of him being guilty is the multiple different victims that came out and talked about the events that happened to them, which are all first-person eyewitnesses.
I'm saying that even if they did have sexual interactions, he gave his DNA, it was there. That doesn't mean it was forced.
Again, so then why did he lie about the set of circumstances? That doesn't make any sense. None of this makes sense. You're literally just, no matter what we bring up in terms of evidence, you're gonna be like, oh well, it actually could be the case that he's innocent. All the evidence indicates he's guilty, but you're just gonna be like, oh, he could be innocent.
Chill out, buddy. Chill out. You can have a nice. You don't have to get your sissy liberal, pants on fire, man.
That was embarrassing that you just said that. That was really cringe.
What are you talking about, man?
That was actually
Can we
embarrassing.
just have a nice conversation? Come on, chill out a little bit. I agree with you. The fact that he lied was wrong. And that, sure, the DNA that you say could be on that dress. Probably, realistically, is on that dress. But that doesn't mean that it's forced.
Again, all evidence indicates this. When you say it doesn't mean that, what do you mean by that?
I'm saying realistically, likely, it didn't. It wasn't forced.
Okay, so if your daughter had the same level of evidence and told you that she was sexually assaulted, would you not believe her?
My daughter?
Yeah.
You said? Against who? Can you give me a person?
Does that matter?
Yes, it does.
Why?
Because have you heard about any of these other big celebrities?
This is your daughter, bro. This is your daughter.
Yeah, but it doesn't mean just because she's my daughter doesn't mean she's telling the truth.
Wow, you wouldn't believe your daughter?
More of a bias to
you wouldn't believe your daughter.
That's not what I'm saying. I'm saying
she tells you that she got sexually assaulted, and your first inclination is to believe that she's possibly lying?
No, my first inclination would be able to try and get evidence and find out if this is true. But
wouldn't you? Would you believe it to be true when you first heard it?
Who's the person? Just give me.
Does that
just
matter?
A random person?
Say it was Donald Trump.
All right, that would be a little bit concerning that he's 70 years old now, but I probably I would have more bias to believe my daughter than Donald Trump. Yes.
So you would believe that Donald Trump is guilty based on the same evidence that you just said you didn't accept.
If she gives the same evidence of a picture of him, if it was my daughter, probably actually, to be honest, I would believe her, but that's just because she's my daughter, and I have moral bias towards family.
Okay, so you could say that you believe them because it is the case that you have a bias towards your family, right? But in terms of the evidence, you wouldn't be like, oh, this isn't enough evidence for them, right? For you to accept. Actually, hold up, Blake. How old are you?
24.
Do you support Donald Trump?
So. Republican.
Like, if you could go back in time and you could either vote for Donald Trump or Kamala Harris, who would you rather vote for?
I didn't vote.
If you could go back in time and you could either vote for Donald Trump or Kamala Harris,
Donald
who would
Trump.
you rather vote for? Okay.
Donald Trump.
Why'd you say this guy was a paid actor?
I've just been watching you and Dean. I haven't watched you guys since around the election. I debated you both back around the election, and just some of the shit these guys say, excuse my language, is just like off the walls. Like, there's just no way these are real people.
Yeah, I'm not gonna lie, bro.
Jason, are you a real
Forker,
person?
Forker. You may be 100% honest.
Go ahead.
Can I be 100% honest with you?
He's gotta be trolling.
Bro, I do not support Trump. I was just trying to get the biggest reaction out of you, man.
Okay, well, he doesn't, but a lot of the people that do come up with my streams do actually believe it.
because like I saw like there's been like a guy that will like get up on with you guys, and I don't know if I've seen him on you, but it's around election time. And he's like, Jesus said that Trump's like a prophet or something, and like I watched like Dean debate him for like 15 minutes, and I was like, there's no way he's like buying into this. Like,
So there's like one troll. So you think that that was a paid actor? No, it was just some random troll, dude.
Well, it's just like all the time.
You think
It's
I
just,
pay
like-
people to come up on my live stream and debate me?
Well, I just like you can clearly tell they're trolls, so it's like you're just running circles around him. So I don't know if you guys do it.
Wait,
just
I'm
to, like,
sorry. I
entertain.
definitely couldn't clearly tell that that guy was a troll. How was I supposed to know?
He would like multiple times agreed with you, and then was like he was like trying to like poke your buttons to get you going.
Wait,
He was like
that's-
clearly like,
Trump
oblivious.
supporters do that all the time. How am I supposed to know the distinction?
Well, what's the point of you're not having like a progressive like debate there? Like it's not productive. Like what's the point of sitting?
I
there
thought
and
it
just
was.
talking?
I thought it was leading to a better outcome. And genuinely, if it's not productive with the person that I'm engaging with, that doesn't mean it's not productive for people in the comment section. But I generally try to keep the conversations that I have up here as productive as possible. The fact that you think that they were a paid actor is just crazy. And I'm saying that you have no evidence to believe that. So why do you believe it to be true?
Why are you getting defensive?
I'm just saying you have no evidence. And I'm saying, why do you support the view? And you're saying it's defensive for me to just debate you?
No, you're getting defensive. I mean, you brought me up here and now you're defending it. It's like clearly there might be some truth to this.
In a debate live, I'm debating. No fucking shit, dude. Franklin, thank you so much for the $5. Thank you, Coral, with the $20. Thank you so much, Coral. As well as thank you for the $5. Nina, thank you for the $5 as well. TSU, thank you so much for the $10. Ron, thank you for the $5. And Autumn, thank you so much for the $5. Thank you. Yeah, Dean said you were talking about the most prolific troll in peen history. That's true.
Yeah,
I do
he was
remember
bad.
them.
I do want to know,
Courtney,
who do
thank
you
you for the
think
$5.
is the
Thank you.
best chance from the Democratic Party for presidential? Like, who would you like to see be the nomination for the Democratic Party?
AOC, James Tillerico, I think they're pretty cool. So why do you support Trump?
I'm wavering here. I'm not supporting Trump and, the Epstein files. I will say, if you go back, the reason I vote for Trump is I felt like Kamala's foreign
Wait, so
policy
you wouldn't,
was a little
if you could
shaky.
go back right now, you wouldn't support Trump?
I would, just based on Kamala's foreign policy.
Okay,
I
so
thought it was a little
what
shaky.
about her foreign policy?
Do you think that was productive for her main method of deterring Iran from bombing Israel was saying don't? Do you think that was like ideal?
I don't think that there's any distinct policies based upon that. You understand that she wasn't specifying the policy, as she's not trying to give up specifically what they're going to do. But she's obviously trying to show like a thing to not do it, and Trump did the same thing, right? He'll claim not to do it. What was his policy?
Well, Trump bombed Iran. His defense was offense. He bombed Iran. So it's a lot different than just saying don't.
So, wait, what was his policy? Sorry, go for it.
He bombed Iran. He didn't just
bombed-
say don't. He sent.
So hold up, that was after the election. So what was his goal? What was his policy before the election? And bombing
With Iran?
Yeah, bombing
Are
Iran
we-
isn't like a good
Iran.
thing. That was a bad thing. That was not a good policy.
So you think Iran developing nuclear weapons was a good thing for the world?
I think that Iran didn't get held back from developing nuclear weapons through us bombing them. I think it only set them back a few months. And I think that Trump pulling out of the nuclear agreement that we had specifically with Iran increased their likelihood of developing nuclear weapons.
So how do you believe by not setting them back a few months and doing nothing about it was more beneficial than what we have done?
Trump is the one who pulled us out of the agreement. So if he pulled us out of the agreement originally, why is it the case that you consider that better, given that that was a non-violent approach, particularly
you're
at
asking me
reducing their
why-
ability to be able to get access to nuclear armament?
So I'm not really necessarily just saying Iran in general. I'm talking about in foreign policy. So are you familiar with the population tree? What that is?
I'm actually not, no.
So if you look up a population tree, it like breaks down your population based on age. And if you look at China's population tree, I believe it's something like it's like within 5 years. If China wants to go to war with the United States, it'd have to do it within 5 years. And there's like stuff saying that, and so I feel like we would have to have someone capable of actually standing up to China, because if they will invade Taiwan, you can say what it is about computer chips, whatever. I feel like we have to have someone in office that's willing to actually stand up to them and not just let them do as they want to, and to like our allies, the Philippines, Taiwan, and whatnot. I mean, I'm gonna be honest with you. I'm usually pretty good at this stuff, but I haven't really done any of this since the election year, and been actually keeping out of politics quite frequently. So I'm not as well versed. I promise I'm not like incompetent or ignorant. Like, it's just, I mean, you're talking about a year ago now, and my day job is not to do what you do. So, but as far as like foreign policy, that was my main reason. That's all I have to say. I mean, you can agree or disagree with me. As of now, I mean, I feel like the ceasefire in Gaza, we'll see if it holds. I know that it's hard to be optimistic for that based on the past with Israel, so we'll see what happens. But I feel like if that holds up, you know, as far as foreign policy, that's a W for everyone right there. Hopefully it can hold and we can have peace in the region.
So you're not actually indicating any of these conditions would be better under Trump comparative to the alternatives? You're kind of just making a claim that, like, in terms of this, you think that there's going to be some better conditions for a population tree, right, under the Trump administration, but you didn't.
You know, I actually really don't want to get into that too much because I'm not too versed on it. I mean, I could send you something on that later, but I wasn't really planning on getting up here and debating you about going to war with China. And yeah. Okay. But you asked me why, if I go back right now. Is there something you want to debate that
you'll bring up?
Sorry, what'd you say?
Is there something you want to debate that you'll bring up?
No, I mostly came up here because I was telling you that guy was thought he was a.
Okay. Let's go to the next person. Only send a guest request if you meet that set of criteria listed on the TikTok screen. If you want to support me, as always, Venmo, Cash App, PayPal, Linktree in the bio, as well as the description of the YouTube, as well as you can support me over YouTube Super Chat. Shauna, thank you so much for the $10. Thank you. Drew, thank you for the Galaxy. Thank you so much. Hey, everyone, I got like 1 more hour left maximum. Probably like 50-something minutes left. Just letting everyone know. We are just looking for some debates, everybody. Yo, what's up? How old are you? So the next person, only send a guest request if you meet that set of criteria listed on the TikTok screen. Yo, what's up? How old are you?
Parker, you're scared to debate me.
How old are you?
18.
Do you support Donald Trump?
Yes, I do.
Okay, I've kicked you off twice now, I think, because you are trolling.
Debate me, you're scared.
Why do you want to get on the live so bad, given that you don't meet the set of criteria on the screen?
I meet the set of criteria.
No, you don't.
What criteria do I not meet?
Tell me which ones do you meet?
All of them.
Okay. So what state do you live in?
California. For the 100th time.
You're just gonna say the same 3 cities. Name 3 more.
Burbank, Glendale, Hollywood, San Marino, West Hollywood.
Okay. All right. Go ahead. Why do you support Trump? Go for it. You want to try so badly. Waste my time. Go for it, please. You know, I just want to let you know, like, it's really difficult when you, along with like 1 million other people, go into my guest box and try and troll all the time. It's really hard to get people up every single day. I have to spend hours every day just trying to scroll through random idiots that come up on my stream that are trolling. Well, you're not. You don't even live in the U.S., so you just like know those areas because you've traveled here. Those are all like you traveled to.
Definitely not. I believe I go to college in UCLA.
Really? Okay.
Ask your question. Go ask your question.
Name 3 professors at UCLA.
Okay, that's like too personal.
You can name other
You're
people's
scared to debate me.
professors.
Can we debate? We're talking about Trump here.
You see what I mean? Like, you clearly aren't in the U.S.
I clearly am.
Okay, what do you want to talk about? Given waste my time. Go for it. Yeah, they left. You see what I mean? Like, I don't get it, dude. What do you get out of trolling me like that? Like, was it fun? Like, I don't understand. Yo, what's up? How old are you?
I'm 39.
Do you support Donald Trump?
Hell yeah.
Okay. If you could go back in time and you could either vote for Donald Trump or Kamala Harris, who would you rather vote for?
If I could go back in time and I'm not a felon anymore, then I would vote for Donald Trump, of course.
Have I already talked to you?
No.
Okay. So why do you support Trump then?
Because it's funny as hell. It gets all y'all's people up in an uproar about shit and gets y'all in a tizzy. And it's much more hilarious this way.
So you voted for Trump as rage bait.
Oh no, I didn't vote for him.
You support Trump for rage bait? Is that what you're saying?
Yeah, essentially.
So you don't genuinely support him. You're just saying this for like a joke.
Well, no, I just genuinely know that it doesn't matter whether I support him or not.
It does.
How so?
I mean, you're in front of like over 7,000 people. I think it matters to the conversation that we're having. It matters for the country. It doesn't just impact you as a person. It impacts us as a country.
What does it do for me to support him?
Well, if you are against him, you will have lower taxes, right? Because it is the case that Donald Trump has imposed greater taxes on you.
I don't
right?
think
You won't have as
that's-
many constitutional rights violated. You wouldn't have a president specifically who incited a violent insurrection in the position of president.
Have you ever had your constitutional rights violated before?
Not mine, but other people in the country have had their rights violated.
I've had mine violated
Max,
before.
thank you
and
for
it
chasing the
happens
dream.
whether the president is Donald Trump or not. It doesn't matter who the president is when you get your rights violated.
Wait, which constitutional rights were violated by the administration in office? Like,
Administration in office.
what'd you say?
It's not how your rights get violated. The president doesn't personally violate your rights.
The Trump administration passed policy to violate people's individual constitutional rights. That's a fact.
All right. So what? America needs to pretty much just dissolve anyway, so this makes it happen
so
faster,
you just
doesn't
want to
it?
destroy the country. That's what you're trying to do. So you're not doing this because you love the country, because you want to make America a great place to live. You're doing this because you want to destroy the country.
Why should we not? Why should we be trying to get America to stick around?
Because that is what we all rely on in terms of survival. Like, you understand that in terms of this, we can reform the system, we can change it. We have democratic power over our system. We can influence people and change their minds and hold our system accountable. And what you're advocating for is everything to burn and for people to be harmed. You're not advocating to replace it with anything. You're not advocating for a new, better world. You're just advocating to make other people fucking worse off. Genuinely think about what you're doing right now. Is what you're doing right now actually going to better the society that you're living in, better the community in which you're in, or is it going to make this community worse? Because what you're doing right now, if more people do specifically what you're doing on my live stream right now, our world will be a worse place. If more people do what I'm doing right now and advocate for what I'm advocating for right now, the world will be a better place.
You don't think it would
Think
just
about
be
it in
the
that
same?
context.
If you got something to do tomorrow and you don't do it, and you just sit around all day and just blow it off, and then you do it the next day after that, you can't even tell the difference.
It depends on whether or not something was due at that point. And what's your point with that?
Yeah, but
Blowing
you
it off
can't-
like till later.
Yes,
Like, what's
yeah.
your point? No one's saying that you have to do exactly what I'm doing. I'm not saying that you have to go on live and debate every single day in the way that I'm doing. I'm just saying if you have the same ideological beliefs as me, if you advocate for the ideological beliefs that I have, right, it leads to a better world. If you advocate for the ideological beliefs you have, it literally just leads to the destruction of the world that you live in. Do you have family you care about that lives here? Do you want them to live in a worse world where they could be negatively impacted by the level of violence that
Wait.
exists in the society that we exist in? Do you want that?
how's it getting destroyed again?
Because Donald Trump is actively, literally engaging in declaring war on the quote unquote enemy within Portland, Chicago, claiming that there's like we need to have like a war with ourselves. Like, you understand that that's literally textbook authoritarianism, right?
You don't think that we might actually need to have a war with ourselves?
No. And you see how you just advocated for a civil war?
Yeah, because America is the bad guys. Everybody in the whole world knows that we're the bad guys.
Okay. So then why do you advocate for the bad guys by voting for Trump into office?
Because if you're a good guy, you want the bad guys to lose.
I'm sorry. How are the bad guys losing by you voting for them? That makes no fucking sense. And you just advocated for a civil war. How do you know that people with your ideological preferences will win the civil war?
Why do I care who wins the civil war?
Exactly, because you don't give a fuck about this country. You don't care about this country. You don't care about the conditions that exist for people in this country. You don't care about your family. You don't care about anyone else in this country. You just want this country to burn. You don't care about what is replaced after. You don't care for a better society. You just want the world to burn. This is a waste of time. Like, I'm genuinely going to kick you because you're like a waste to talk to. Push the galaxy, thank you. Like, you genuinely, like, there's nothing I have in common with you. Like, genuinely, like, in terms of ideological preferences, you want the world to burn. There's no conversation we can have. There's nothing I could do to change your mind. If you just want the world to burn, well, then you want a society that is not empathetic. You want a society that doesn't take care of other people around us. You want a society that didn't, provide for your education. You want a society that specifically does not care about the everyday average working American, which is fucking disgusting. Honestly, like, what is the point? What is the point of coming up here and advocating for anything if you just want the society in the world to burn? Push the galaxy, thank you. Yo, what's up? How old are you? Hello?
Hey.
Oh, you said hey as soon as I kicked you. I'm sorry. Let's go to the next person. Only send a guest request if you meet that set of criteria listed on the TikTok screen. Coral, thank you for the $10. Thank you so much. Really appreciate it, Coral. Thank you. Yo, what's up? How old are you? Yo, what's up? How old are you? Okay. Let's go to the next person. Only send a guest request if you meet that set of criteria listed on the TikTok screen. We are just looking for some debates. Kyra, thank you for the $5. Allison with the $5 as well. Thank you so much.
Hello.
Yo, what's up? How old are you?
18.
If you could go back in time and you could either vote for Donald Trump or Kamala Harris, who would you rather vote for?
I'd vote Trump.
What's your birth year? What's your birth year?
April 1st, 2007. Sorry, I guess I didn't pick up.
Okay. And why do you support Trump? Push the money again. As well as TSC. Thank you so much for the $20. Thank you so much. Go ahead.
From the things I've seen from Joe Biden, like his immigration policies.
What immigration policy?
Like him letting all the 20 million illegals into our country.
20 million undocumented immigrants did not come into our country under the Biden-Harris administration. Secondly, there was no specific immigration policy that Biden passed to allow for undocumented immigrants to come into the country.
Is that true?
Yes. Music City, thank you so much for the $20.
right.
Thank you so much. I really appreciate it. Thank you. I actually disagree, Music City. You were saying? Hello?
Oh, sorry. What do you want to talk about? Like, what specific?
Why you support
do you
Trump?
disagree about Trump?
Yo,
Why
what's
don't-
up?
Hold up one second. Zeno, how old are you?
I'm 21.
What's your birth year?
September 17, 2004.
And do you support
just
Donald
said
Trump?
year. Sorry. Yes, I do.
Okay. What did you say in the comment section? I added you up because you said something wild in the comment section.
Oh, I said like DNC robot or something because...
Yeah, why?
Yeah, because I mean, the dude said 20 million. I just bursted out laughing. Sorry, it was just such a crazy thing to say. And he was like fiddling on his phone or typing or something. It wasn't even focused.
Wait, so then why'd you call me a DNC robot for them making a claim that
No,
was
no, no,
incorrect?
no. I was calling him a DNC robot because like he
Oh.
wasn't even into. Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Wait, so you're a Trump supporter, right?
Yes, I'm a Trump supporter. I just thought it was funny. I laughed at the fact that
Okay.
he said 20 million, and I'm like, oh, I was just going along with the other guy said earlier. Oh, paid actor or whatever the hell. And I'm just like, yeah, I'm just gonna call him that because I mean it was funny.
Okay.
20 million. I mean the
So-
uninformed part.
Okay. And Delta, what's your response to that? He thinks you're ridiculous for saying 20 million. What do you think about that? And this is a Trump supporter, by the way. Delta, are you there? Hello?
Oh, sorry. My fault. Up there.
Delta, you there?
What's up? I don't even.
Well, I looked it up. It says 10 million, so I guess I was wrong by half that.
Okay. All right. So then why do you support Donald Trump?
Of the violence of the left.
Okay. Well, did you know that the right is more violent? Did you know that domestic terrorism is higher on behalf of right-wing individuals in this country, according to FBI statistics?
Can you give me like an example? Just...
FBI statistics literally indicate that right-wing political violence and domestic terrorism is higher than left-wing domestic terrorism. I can give you particular examples. Yes, Melissa Hortman and her family were targeted by a MAGA extremist that murdered her husband, and her dog. Right? We can point to specifically Paul Pelosi being beaten with a hammer by a MAGA extremist. I mean, I can give plenty of other examples. Those are just two.
All right.
Okay, so like, who do you think is more violent then? Because it seems like the right is more violent. I can even give
The
examples
left,
of how the right went
with
after
all the
Trump.
protests.
Yeah, Trump,
And the
January
Charlie
6th,
shooting.
incited a violent insurrection of the Capitol. Trump pardoned the violent rioters who beat police officers.
Parker, like, why are you entertaining this?
Zeno, how about you? You're laughing at him. Do you have an argument? What's your reason
No,
for
no,
supporting
no, no.
Trump?
Hold
What's-
on,
what-
hold
Can
on,
you name a
hold
policy
on,
of
wait.
Trump's you like and you support?
Yeah, the overturning of Roe v. Wade. I like that. The abortion part.
Okay. And why do you support the overturning of Roe v. Wade?
Hold on. Before we get into that, I'm not laughing at him for like coming up. It's just he's like not even responding. He's probably playing Fortnite in the background or something.
No, I'm just.
And he's just
I'm
saying
just
like the
like-
most.
Zeno,
the-
Zeno,
I'm just
honestly,
tired, bro.
to be
It's
totally honest with
1
you,
a.m., bro.
Delta Wolf actually kind of sounds like he's like listening and engaging with my points. To be totally honest with
I'm
you.
just kind of tired of it.
Yeah, like
Yeah.
I actually genuinely not to here to defend, you know, someone who's like a guest up on my stream all the time, but I actually genuinely feel like he's engaging, right? And like
I mean,
trying
yeah,
to.
I guess so. It's just such like it's like oh okay, like okay, whatever my parents said or something or my uncle said at the dinner
No,
table.
I'm just.
I'm not
very,
trying to
like,
shit on him or anything
I'm
at
just
all. Like
introverted. Like I'm very introverted. Like,
no, I get that. It's just funny to me because like he seems like he's doing something else. That's why I'm laughing. Like I hear him typing in the background or something.
He
Like,
might be.
I don't
He
know
might
why.
be.
I just find
he,
that
he
funny.
might be looking something up because genuinely the questions I'm bringing up, he might not have thought about prior.
Yeah, I mean it's fine. It's just funny because his statements are like super quick and you're like giving these. It's funny to me. Anyway, if you want to continue with me or him,
I mean,
it's up to you.
We'll mute you, Zeno, and I'm gonna continue with Delta Wolf, and then we'll come back to you and we'll dunk on you. Go ahead.
so what are your thoughts on like the Middle East?
Oh, I wouldn't have any like generalized thought. I mean, like, would you like me to specify? Would you like to specify like specifically what?
Like, do you support Israel or like
Nope.
the
I think Israel's committing a
Iranian
genocide.
I actually agree that I don't agree with Israel or just the Middle East. I don't know why we're so focused on the Middle East.
Here's a really big question. Why is it the case that, you know, speaking out against the state of Israel, right, leads to like literally you losing your First Amendment rights, right? But if you speak out against any other country, and especially even the United States, you don't. Why is it uniquely the case that the law restricts you from speaking out and criticizing the state of Israel?
I don't support Israel. I've heard him say like he's paying influencers to like say good things about Israel, which I don't like at all. Like that should not be allowed. That should be like treason against our country, actually, to support like a country like that.
Yeah, like for example, Ted Cruz. His main reason for going into politics was to defend the state of Israel. That makes no sense. Why would you become a U.S. congressperson to defend a different country? Right?
Exactly.
That's kind of
America
diabolical,
first,
isn't it?
Yeah.
Like that's number one. Not addressing anything in your local community. You know, whenever something happens like severe weather, you know, he's going off to a different area. He's taking a flight out of Texas, right?
Yeah.
His main goal was to help the state of Israel. Now that to me is crazy. How could he get elected
Yeah,
on
it's
that?
like Israel has us by the balls, and they're just like squeezing it.
So yeah, I mean, I guess that's my point on that. So I guess what holds you to supporting people like Donald Trump?
Well, Kamala, I didn't like Kamala Harris. That's my big reason.
Like what specifically about her?
Just the way she's like she contradicts herself all the time.
Like can you give me an example?
No, because I don't have any like quotes from her, so I don't really.
I
have
could give
that
you
in my
examples
head
of
right
Donald
now.
Trump contradicting himself.
All right, you can, yeah.
Yeah, for example, Donald Trump has contradicted himself on countless occasions. For example, with his Ukraine policy, he specifically originally ran on ending the Ukraine-Russia war in 24 hours, which didn't happen. And then since he's gotten to office, he's actually changed his position. Now has become totally pro-Ukraine, saying that we can take back the entirety of Ukraine that was stolen from Russia in the very first place. We can point to the Epstein files. Trump said he was going to release the Epstein files, and then when he got into office, he claimed it was a hoax, right, and created by the Democrats.
Yeah, I'm pissed about that too. Like Epstein files, but I don't think Kamala Harris would have either.
You could think that, but it is the case that at least she's not contradicting herself, right? Right. These are contradictions, clear, because he clearly, when claiming that he was going to release the Epstein files and it's legitimate, and then goes back on it claiming it's a hoax, that's clearly a contradiction. Him claiming that he's going to reduce prices, grocery prices, gas prices, then while also advocating for tariffs, which increase prices, that's also contradictory.
That's true.
I can give even more examples, but those are just a few.
But like with Kamala Harris, I just didn't like how she supported like trans kids, like transitioning. I don't think kids should be able to transition.
She didn't specify any specific policy. And what do you mean by transition? Like social transition?
Like chemical.
You mean like puberty blockers? Puberty blockers aren't transition, and they're also given to cis children, right? Children who are not trans. That's determined by doctors. It's reversible as well. If you're talking about surgeries, surgeries don't happen when they're minors.
Like giving the opposite giving the opposite hormones to.
You won't get hormones until you're around like 16, 17, and you've been engaging with doctors, and doctors have indicated it to be like extremely effective or necessary, and oftentimes people won't get that until they're plus 18.
Also, but you still shouldn't give like a male estrogen because that's the opposite of testosterone, which could affect the body and mind in a long-term effect.
But that's going to be determined by the doctors, not by you, right? So the doctors will determine whether or not it's healthy, not you. And if they determine it, well, then you won't have federal legislation that restricts the doctors from being able to make the said determination, right?
Yeah. I mean, is every doctor correct though?
Well, doctors are more likely to be accurate than you. And also, you know that every person has estrogen, right?
Yeah, I know that.
Okay. So I guess what's holding you back is Kamala Harris didn't have any specified policies in relation to this at all.
I mean, she's supported about that.
She supported what policies?
I'm saying, she didn't say anything about policies on that. She just said, like, she supported that.
Yeah, she supported leaving it up to like the doctor and the parents.
Yeah.
Like, so that's like, isn't that the better determination?
I mean, personally, due to your body,
You said personally what?
I personally don't care what a person does to their own body.
Okay. Okay, so then I guess like you don't really disagree with Kamala Harris there. So what do you agree with Donald Trump on, I guess?
Well, I agreed with him on most things, but shit, I'm sorry, I'm just fucking tired.
It's okay. I mean, I do have to get off here right now. Is there anything else you'd like to say before I have to get off? Zeno got a little bit saved here because I have to get off.
Oh yeah, the political violence of the left. I think
Mhm.
it's more than the right for like the school shootings. Like most of those were trans people. And
No, they're not. I think it's like 0.0002% are trans people. It's definitely not trans people. Actually, for example, we can point to multiple this year where it was neo-Nazis.
Was it?
Yes.
Interesting. I might have to look that up more.
Yeah, look up far right domestic terrorism, because far right domestic terrorism is the most prevalent in the United States.
Right now.
What's up?
I'll look it up right now. Far right.
For sure. Well, I do have to get off right now. I appreciate you coming up, man.
Okay, thank you. Sorry for being a bit slow.
No, dude, you're fine. You're fine. I appreciate you coming up. I appreciate you trying to critically think and engage. That's great. We love that so much. We love it a lot. Let me say thank you to a few people. Coral, thank you for the $5. Maury, thank you so much. Really appreciate the $5. Thank you. Michael, thank you so much for the $2. Cameron with the $2. Thank you. Coral with the $10. Thank you. Thank you. Noda, thank you so much for the $2. Leo with $1. Valentine, thank you so much. I really appreciate the $10. Thank you so much. I really appreciate it. Thank you. As well as Eliza, thank you so much for the $5. Thank you. Of course. Thank you so much. I really appreciate it. Thank you. That's amazing to hear. Mark, thank you for the $1. Don't worry about that. Thank you so much. Kyra, thank you for the $5. Thank you. And Allison, thank you for the $5. Thank you. All right, everyone, I'm going to get off for tonight. I will see everyone tomorrow, everyone. Thank you, everyone, for coming through. Check out my YouTube videos. I would really, really, really appreciate it, everyone. Go check out some of my YouTube videos. Subscribe to me if you haven't already. Tomorrow, I should be live later in the day. I'm guessing around 5 p.m. is when I'm going to start going live, everyone. Just letting everyone know. If you're on YouTube, I would really appreciate if you like the stream. I think we're just under 1,000 likes. I would really appreciate if you like the stream, everyone. Have a good night, everyone. I'll see everyone later. Peace out, everyone. I love y'all so much.